Hello everybody and welcome to Qualifier Arena, the site of the first qualifier here in the Adda Premier League, where we have the Tornadoes taking on the SAMPARMY, the top two teams in the Adda Premier League this year. For the Tornadoes, you see their squad up there. They're led by their captain Vikram Ravikumar, Aditya Gupta, the man who has just led them through so much. Akash Joshi, Harun Warwick, Jalandhar Reddy Musko, Sai Krishna, Stephen Edward, Muzaffar Ahmed, Aryan Shah, Hardeep, and Ravi Teja. For the SAMPARMY, you look at it, you have Akul, Ashish, Bhavin Mehta, Chandu Kesaredi, Hitesh Kumar Patel, Jaskaran Malhotra, Neil Mohan Raju, Sarmir Lodi, Shibra Sheikh, Sarnam Patel, and Neelish Patil. So it's going to be a really intense game to start us off here. The SAMPARMY won the toss and chose to bowl first. It is a chilly day here. The ball is also going to be a little bit wet as the ground has a little bit of dew. The pitch is also a little wet in its own right. So I do like the decision to go out there and bowl first, especially when you have hitters like you do with the SAMPARMY. When you look at a guy like Chandu, you don't want the wet ball to him. You want him to get that nice hard ball for him to make good contact on. For the batsman, the one on strike is Hardeep, and the non-striker is Aryan Shah. And it looks like Jaskaran Malhotra, the captain, is going to open up his bowling innings today. Again, it is a cold one here today. There are a lot of there's big cloud cover, so expect the ball to swing around a little bit. This is more like the fall weather that we were missing last week, and not so missing as the first ball is delivered by Jaskaran. It's short and outside the off stump. You can see Hardeep made some room for himself, but it's signaled as a wide by the umpire. Hardeep looking to make some room for himself, and he looked to just play that one over a point. He does it off of every delivery. And I think Jaskaran, he's got to be careful of that because he knows that he is going to move out. I think you got to be careful of giving Hardeep any width. You ideally want to keep it on him just a little bit shorter of that full length. And you can see as third man, slip goes to third man, I think he's going to go a little bit fuller and right on that middle stump because of the way Hardeep is looking to bat. As he comes in, Jaskaran for this next delivery is, again, short. It bounced, and it's called another wide by the umpire. And again, it is a cold one here today. It's right now in the 50s. It doesn't feel like 50 degrees, though. It feels a little bit chillier than that with the wind. So Jaskaran just trying to get his arm loose as he runs in for the next delivery. This one again short. This one on the off stump. Again, you can see the ball just dying on the surface. So there's not much. The ball's not going to run like it did last week. It's wetter and the grass seems a little bit thicker, so it's not going to run as much as we saw. So expect there to be a lot of. If you're going to score a lot, you're going to need to put a lot of boundaries on the board, as you see. Mid on going to long on, so expect this one to be much fuller from Jaskaran, and it is fuller. Oh, and the big appeal, I think the impact might have been outside leg. Had there been impact on the pad, I'm not sure. The keeper unable to collect it nonetheless. So again, for those of you who are watching, it is another cold one. It's a cold fall day here in Fuquay Arena, North Carolina. A lot of cloud cover, some dew on the ground, so it's a good condition for swinging. And with the SAMPARMY, they have a majority pacers on their lineup, and they get guys who love drift and Neil and Jaskaran. So I think it's a good decision for them to come in and bowl first, as Jaskaran runs over this one. Again hits the deck hard, and it's another wide. So for the Tornadoes, it's a beautiful start, as you don't have to do much here. Jaskaran has given you 3 wides off the over. He's only bowled 2 legal deliveries, so it's a great start. Jaskaran, I think he's got to just get this ball right back on the line. Again, he goes short. This one just under the bat of Hardeep. Hardeep looking to slash that one over deep point. So Jaskaran coming in for the next delivery, and this one is again fuller in length. Looking to play this one over cover was Hardeep. Again, he's just kind of staying and trying to stand and deliver. Jaskaran just trying to keep the ball away from him, not allow him to do that. I think Jaskaran's gotten a little bit lucky, though. I think Hardeep, again, he likes the width on offer. You've seen it when he bats. He likes the width. And so I think once he starts to connect, it's going to be a little issue what he's doing here. The sun is starting to creep out of Jaskaran, comes in for this next delivery. Again, short, and it is this time Hardeep made some room for himself. It's slashed through point. Should result in 2, and they get 2 quite easily in the end. Again, I think Jessica needs to get this one back towards Hardeep. Don't let him make the room for himself and slash at it. And with the field setup he has, I think you can afford to go a little bit fuller because third man is deep, on the circle rather, and you have a long on and a deep mid-wicket. You can go fuller on his legs, and this one is fuller on his legs. Mid-wicket fielder is there. It's just going to bounce 2 bounces to him for a quick single. And that was the end of the first over. The Tornadoes are 6 for no loss after 1. And we'll see who comes into bowl next for the SAMPARMY. And Nilesh is going to come into bowl for the SAMPARMY. The sun is starting to creep out a little bit, and that's where you want to be. You want to be in the sun. You don't want to be where the shade is. It is, again, windy here, so it makes it that much chillier. And it's going to be interesting to see how the players react to the ball hitting their hands off the bat. You got to take your catches here, but in the colder weather, it's going to be hard to do that. And Hardeep will remain on strike. Aryan Shah has been on the non-strikers, and you see him loosening up his feet, not trying to get cold, trying to stay warm. As you need to stay warm here, I'm doing the same things. You can't see me do those same things, but I'm doing those same leg movements that Aryan Shah is doing to keep myself warm. Again, Nilesh is the new bowler, and he's coming in. You see there is a cow corner and a deep square leg for him. Those are the two fielders outside the circles, a left armor coming in to attack. The field setup, you have a mid-off and a mid-on, as well as a third man on the circle and a point on the circle, or a wide third man on the circle, a backward point on the circle, a cover point on the circle, and a short cover, and again mid-off, mid-on. So let's see what Neil is going to have in store here. Again, I think you should expect some good length right on that middle stump. And this one well full, and it might be down the leg side. Thought about a single, didn't take the single, and it's not going to be singled wide by the umpire. Again, it went through Hardeep that time. So the sun going back in the clouds. And for Nilesh, I think that he just got a little bit lucky. That one was just a little bit too full. I think he's going to, again, need to bring that one back towards that offside and bring the length back just a little bit. So here he comes in for this delivery, and he goes on the toes and is just going to fall short of the fielder at cow corner and to the left of him. They're pushing for 2, and they get 2 quite easily in the end. Good running between the two of them, the two batsmen. And cow corner is being told to be a little bit straighter now. And it's an interesting strategy here. Again, they're attacking the legs of Hardeep, trying to get him to play to one of those fielders, not give him any room. I think that's the right plan. I was surprised that cow corner was so around when he was there. And let's see how Neil backs up that delivery. Should bowl the same one, and he just misses the top of middle stump. This one just a tad bit shorter, a little bit wider, and that was a really good ball there. Again, Hardeep loves to make room for himself, does it every delivery. His trigger step, most people trigger towards middle stump. He triggers away from leg stump just to give himself room to free his arms and go. So he's showing you his intentions, and the bowler just has to figure out what he needs to do to stop that from happening. So Nilesh now coming in for the 4th delivery now of the over. Again, same field, just the cow corner, just a little bit straighter than it was at the start of the over. And again attacking the legs, and Hardeep looking to heave this one over mid-wicket. And it's another dot ball, so a good over so far for Nilesh. Let's see how he finishes it off. Again, you need to end the over off pretty well. Hardeep is there to be aggressive. That's his mindset, and he's not there to support anybody. That's what Aryan Shah's job is in the opening spot. For Hardeep is all about trying to go big. Again, you got to pick and choose your deliveries, and now you can see Jessica having a word with his bowler as Hardeep is taking the jacket off. He's saying it's holding me back. My flow isn't coming. He's a lot braver of a man than I am right now. I am shivering. I'm in 3 layers, and I am cold, and he's just taking off his 2nd layer, so he's all short sleeves there, bare arms, and again, very, very brave. And you can see square leg comes in, and long on, mid-off has been moved to long on, so expect this one to be, again, full on the legs. The mid-on fielder, Jessica, has moved to mid-off. Again, expect legs on the legs, maybe on middle stump, trying to play in that in his slot and try to hope that he doesn't miss time and make him dig off a low full toss. And it's exactly that. Try to heave it over mid-wicket, and it's going to end in a dot ball. The second over does, and the Tornadoes are 8 without loss after 1 to go, rather. Excuse me, 1 to go. So here we go, final delivery now of the over. Again, Hardeep, you can see he's trying to target that mid-wicket region. It'll be interesting to see if he changes his trigger and just tries to heave it through fine leg this time. Doesn't, and this one's shorter, and that fielder had to be in the barn to go catch that one. The cones had been pulled back, and that one was a little bit shorter there from Neelish, and that time Hardeep was able to connect, made room for himself, and heaved it over cow corner for a big 6, and the Tornadoes end it 2 overs 14 without loss. Jessica now, he's coming back in for his second over. He has a deep point. So again, I think he's going to continue to hit the deck as well as a cow corner, so mid-wicket rather. He's going to continue to hit the deck, and it is for Aryan Shah, so it's going to be an interesting play what he does for him. This is for Aryan Shah's first delivery, and runs it to the try to run it to the vacant point region. Again, the ground's not as fast as they were a week ago. Good intent from Aryan. It was a smart shot to play, but again, the grounds are not going to help you out here. The disadvantage to Aryan Shah, advantage to the bowling side. Again, Aryan, he's a very savvy player. He knows where the gaps are. He knows how to pick those gaps, and that's exactly what he did right there. But the ground just did not help him. As Jessica comes in for his next delivery, Jessica, a savvy bowler in his own right. This one's shorter, and the same shot played by Aryan, this time off the back foot, and just passes the under edge of the bat. Jessica, and he's very good at just varying the little bit of length, a little bit of pace, try to bring in a little bit of drift. As he comes in for his third delivery now. This one fuller in length, a little bit wider, and Aryan just pushes it through to deep point. Again, very, very savvy. Didn't try to do anything more than what was needed, just trying to push it into the gaps. And you can see the field change. Deep point comes in, and mid-wicket and long on are in place. So expect the length again to be just full of good length, and expect it to be jamming Hardeep, not giving him any room to play through the offside. Justin comes in for this one, and he does go away towards the offside. And it's really interesting because you can see Hardeep is making room for himself, and Jessica reacting, just pushing the ball away from him. I'm surprised he's not trying to follow him because your fielders are on that leg side. Let him play to that area where he can take your wicket. You know he's not coming down the track. I think if you could try one where you push into him. Hardeep again makes some room for himself late, and this one right over the top of off stump. Again, I am it's a dot ball nonetheless, so I think Jessica, though he would love to have a wicket, and I think for the wicket you're going to need to follow the batsman a little bit here because, again, your fielders are towards that leg side. If you can get it all the way full, get it on his toes, he's going to have to dig it out of the ground. You know he's going to be big as Jessica runs in again. This one fuller in length, stumping appeal not given. And Hardeep doesn't usually come down the track often. That time the keeper thought he saw something, but it's going to be a dot ball there. And again, a good over here from Jessica, and I think that was a much better ball. It was a little bit fuller, enticing him to get on the front foot, a little bit closer to him, and it just skidded away from him. So I like that move there. So now that was the end of the third over. The Tornadoes rather are 15 without loss, and Aryan Shah will be on strike to face his first delivery from Nilesh. Coming in for his first delivery, big appeal for LBW. It's gone down to the leg side. They should push two, and they do push two in the end. And keeper had to make some room to go back there and get it. The sun is coming out, signaled leg buys by the umpire. Again, for Aryan Shah, I think the tactic has to be a little bit different. You know he's not going to try to take you over the top the way Hardeep is. You know he's going to just try to pick your gaps. So, again, you just want to be very savvy with your field setting here. Don't give him too many easy gaps. Make him force something into a gap that isn't there. If you're going to bowl on the leg side, open up the covers. Let him try to play it inside out and bring in maybe a slip to something like that. You know, again, they're stacking up that leg side. I would, again, try to open the covers if you're going to continue to bowl on his legs and try to get him to play an inside-out shot. Just try to create something. That one, Aryan, try to cut. Oh, but the keeper misses it, and it's just going to result in a single. And an easy way for Aryan Shah to get off strike, and an easy single for the Tornadoes. So 2 buys to start off the over, a leg buy, then just a regular buy. Again, for Aryan Shah, I think that you want to keep it. If you're going to keep it on his toes, or keep it on one line, and let him try to play inside out, let him try to create something. I think that's when he gets the most uncomfortable. I'm not saying he can't create shots, but this early on in the inning, for a guy like Aryan Shah, who you know isn't going to be the hitter that Hardeep is, you could, again, try to force him to create a shot that maybe he's not comfortable playing as of yet. And if you're trying to take your wicket, I think that's the way to do it. But for Hardeep, who is on strike, the mid-wicket and cow corner, or long on, wide long on, he's in between cow corner and long on, is in play. Hardeep baseball bat swing and heaved over square leg for a 6. This time, just following him down the leg side. It was a little bit too short. It was on that good length, and Hardeep right in his slot, didn't waste it, and put it away for 6. Big shot there as the sun is starting to come out. So as the sun is starting to heat up the ground, Hardeep is starting to heat up the sky with the shots that he's hitting. And again, a huge 6. It's gone all the way to the barn across the street. And Nilesh has to figure something out here. Again, I think for you want to go, if you're going to bowl on his legs, you go all the way full and try to bring in mid-wicket and try to bring in long on. Otherwise, push it outside the off stump and just try to push it out of his swing range. I think there's a genuine balance here because Hardeep now, I think you've got to plan and try to think about what Nilesh is going to do, because you could easily just fake the step out and he could bowl short towards the offside. You could slash it over point and covers. So it's going to be a very interesting chess game here, but Hardeep sends the first blow, and let's see how Nilesh responds. Nilesh coming in for this delivery. How does he respond after getting blasted for 6? Oh, just missing stumps. And that was a great delivery. Like you said, went all the way full that time. Just outside the off stump, so out of Hardeep's reach, and that's what I was saying for Hardeep. I think you've got to realize, hey, they're going to push it outside off stump, fake my step out, and let them give me the room instead of trying to make the room and getting it outside of my range. Let me just fake that step, let them give me the room, and I can send it over covers and point. Nilesh, let's see if he can back up the ball he just bowled. Will love a wicket right here. This time short, and Hardeep trying to send it through covers. Aryan wisely sends him back. 2 fielders there for it. Again, Hardeep took off the jacket. It seems like the jacket was the issue because he's starting to get in the full flow of things. As soon as he took it off, big six, and then this over, big six. So, again, lesson learned for Hardeep, never wear a jacket when you're going into bat. The jacket restricts your flow of motion. As Neelish comes in for this one. Baseball swing from Hardeep makes a lot of room, came down the track. It was a shorter delivery. And it's going to be a dot ball to end the over to the Tornadoes. 24 without loss after 4, so going at a rate of 6 and over. So it's a good start so far. No wickets fallen. Hardeep's starting to find some rhythm. So we'll see how the SAMPARMY respond to a pretty solid start by the Tornadoes. Coming in for this delivery, short outside the off stump, and Aryan Shah shuts me up, talking about he isn't a big hitter. This one went over for 4, 1 bounce 4. And Aryan Shah just stayed on the back foot. It was just too easy for him, short, wide, and just made use of the width, didn't waste it. And now Jessica, he's got to rethink the line and the length that he's bowling. I think, again, I've been saying it, I think you need to bowl fuller because of the cloudy conditions. The ball's doing a little bit more. Slow it down. Let it loop up a little bit. Let them create the pace. The ground isn't going to take the ball anywhere. Now the sun is starting to soak up the ground a little bit, starting to dry it out. But while it's still a little wet, I would, again, slow it down, go a little fuller, let them create the pace off the ball. So in comes Jessica. Now, how does he respond after getting hit for a 1 bounce 4? And he goes onto the legs. Oh! Just past the outside edge of Aryan Shah. I'm not sure if there was an edge on it. Jessica seemed very disappointed in his keeper. The keeper not able to handle that one. And it's put down. If there was an edge, that's a huge chance. Maybe there was a stumping on offer. But a great comeback delivery. Again, slowed it down, went a little bit fuller. And that's what we're talking about. Slow it down, go a little fuller, let them create the pace, let them try to make something. Let them invent something. Don't give it to them. And deep point has gone inside the circle now to become point, and there is a long off now instead of the mid off. So again, he's going to go full, slow it down. Oh, he goes fast, and it's gone just good length. It stayed low, well dealt with by Aryan Shah. I don't think had he not played that one, I think the outside of the off stump would have been connected with the ball. Fielded by the fielder at third man inside the circle. Again, Jessica very good at varying his line, his length, his pace. That's what he does here as a bowler. And Aryan Shah, how does he respond after 2 dot balls? And he sends it through covers and extra cover, and it should just be a single. And it is just going to be a single. Hardeep sends Aryan back. Aryan ran that first one hard, was eager for a second, but Hardeep wisely sent him back. And you can see there is a long on fielder now, as well as the mid-wicket fielder. So again, for Jessica, I would slow it down, keep it right outside the off stump, a fuller length delivery. Don't give him pace to work with, because pace on, especially on that good length, is anything anything Hardeep needs. And if you give him width, it's going to be sent over. Hardeep makes room for himself, and he sent it over backward point, and that's going to be a huge 6. That is a small boundary. And again, Jessica, and he went short again to Hardeep. This time, not getting fortunate with it. And Hardeep is starting to find a rhythm here. Again, not a great delivery from Jessica, and he pace on, short, outside the off stump. Hardeep made room for himself and just slashed it through backward point. Again, the short boundary. And Jessica's got to reinvent this. He's got to rethink now. Again, it's not reinventing the wheel. You just have to rethink what you're doing. I think, again, slow it down, go a little bit fuller, and let him create the pace. Bring your fielders into play. That ball, there's no wicket coming off of that delivery unless you get lucky. If you go slower, fuller, you have a wicket opportunity. And he goes faster, short again. This time Hardeep unable to connect. It was a little bit closer to Hardeep this time. So that ends the 7th over, and the Tornadoes are 35 without loss after 5 rather, excuse me. 5 overs, 35 without loss, going at a rate of 7 now. So really, really good stuff here for the Tornadoes, and the SAMPARMY, they didn't answer fast. So Shabraz is the new bowler. He's one of their main pace bowlers. They love to use him. They love what he can do. He's a very good bowler. Let's see what Aryan Shah has in store here. Let's see what Aryan Shah now does with Shabraz. Again, for the field here, there is a deep backward square leg. Other than that, everyone is inside the circle. And pace on, there is a deep third man, rather. So we'll see if Aryan Shah just looks to run it down to third man again. There's always a single on offer if you run it, but this one, not able to run through third man, but played through mid-wicket for a quick single. It was on the middle stump and just worked through there. And we'll see how they change the field for Hardeep, or if they keep it the same. Again, for Shabraz, it's going to be about going just outside the off stump and full. I don't think you can go short. Again, he's like the room. He has a very baseball-like swing, does Hardeep. He likes anything short with width on offer. I think you got to go full and go all the way straight. And you go short, and it's punched through point. A misfield by the fielder at point. It's going to result in 2. They run 2, and they get 2 quite easily in the end. Again, it was just that good length. Hardeep made some room for himself. It was back of a length delivery outside the off stump, and Hardeep used it wisely again. Shabraz, I think you got to go full to Hardeep. I know it sounds crazy to a hitter, to a slogger, go full, but the way Hardeep is playing right now, he likes anything off the length. I think if you go fuller, you have a better shot for it and a better shot to take a wicket as well. Now Shabraz comes in for this next delivery, and again short. This time follow Hardeep all the way through. 1 for the over signaled by the umpire. And that's a smart short ball. Again, if you're going to go short, you want to follow him, jam him up, don't give him any room.
Why you want to bowl in full toss? Why don't you bowl in full toss? Nonsense. Hey, you nonsense.
I think we need to see a little bit of a fuller delivery from Shabraz. I think he's got to go full, and that one is a absolute no ball there. It's a beamer, and he tried to go full, slips out of the hands, and it ends up being a no ball free hit for Aryan Shah. And the no ball signaled by the umpire slips out of the hands of Shabraz, and now Aryan Shah's got a free hit to do whatever he wants. I think for the SAMPARMY, they'd rather Aryan Shah be on strike than Hardeep, but we'll see what happens here. A lot of times no balls end up just in singles. We'll see if Aryan Shah, who's warming up the legs, trying to get loose, if he can send it over the top and hit a boundary off and take use of this no ball. Shabraz running in. What does he ball on the no ball? He goes back of a length right over the top of the off, some work through mid-wicket, and it's just going to be a single there. So again, another no ball resulting in a single. But for Shabraz, I think you've got to go fuller in length. I think for Hardeep, you see he's got a very baseball-like swing. He's making room for himself. Go fuller. Go fuller. The ball's still a little bit new. It's still going to move just a tiny bit, but that's not the point. It's just going fuller because make him dig it out of the ground and bring in people into play. If you go short, that entire offside boundary behind point is the shortest boundary on the ground. Go fuller. Go Fuller, and jam him. Let's see what Chip does. Can he go full? Can he go full? He does go full, and it's just found the inside edge of the bat, and it's going to end up a single 2 fine leg. And see, that's what we were talking about. Just going fuller in length gives you the opportunity to do that, and that's a much better delivery. Now, how do you adjust to Aryan Shah? Again, you just don't want to give him anything short and wide. Anything else is fine. Back of a length, whatever. He's able to work it through mid-wicket. So I would say keep it outside the off stump, just onto fifth stump, and let us zoom through. Keep him on the front foot, playing 2 covers, and bringing your keeper into play. And he goes fuller in length and just work through covers. And, and the fielder at cover, not able to make his ground there. And Hardeep was sent back, was stranded. Not a great throw coming in. And they're going to push 2 anyways. And that's going to be 2 runs there at the end of 6. The Tornadoes are 44 without loss, a good over again. They're going at a rate of 7.33 and over, so really good start for the Tornadoes without a wicket lost, and that is the end of the power play. So now the field will open up, and we'll see what they bring in here with the other bowlers and how they change the attack and how they change up the field. Again, that is the end of the power play. Tornadoes have 44, 27 from Hardeep, 10 from Aryan Shah, both batting well. They're running well together, 7 extras on the board as well. So again, let's see how the Samp Army respond to the Tornadoes' great start to the power play. So Bhavin is the new bowler, and you can see the field immediately taking use of the power play with a deep square leg, a long on, a long off, and a deep extra cover. So again, this is for a full delivery with the odd short one you could bring in, but again, full. Go full. You're bowling to Hardeep. The sun is out here baking the ground right now, but again, go full, and go full. Here you go, Bhavin running in, and he goes, that's the ball, right? That is a great ball to start off. You gave him a little bit of width, but it was fuller. He, again, baseball-like swing. He opens up the blade, trying to heave everything over the top of point. Go full, let him play straight through. Inside the circle, there is a cover point, a backward point, a third man, a fine leg, and a mid-wicket. So again, baseball-like swing from Hardeep. Full again, outside the off stump, but it's just on the wide line. The umpire signals a wide there, but again, that's not too bad. I'd take that wide over anything that's happened so far today. That's a great delivery to Hardeep. Go full. Make him play with that straighter bat. Make him not have to make room. And you can see third man has gone all the way back now. And Bhavin coming in for this one again, full, perfect delivery. Hardeep, even when he steps down, he's making room for himself. That is a great delivery for Hardeep. Bhavin is being the key bowler here. This is perfect stuff here. Even though the sun's out, don't let it fool you on the screen. It is still chilly. The wind is out. I'm sure the players are starting to get into a better feel of things because they're moving around as Bhavin still comes in. This one short and is heaved over mid-wicket. That's going to be a 4. And the bad delivery there from Bhavin put away from Hardeep. Hardeep did not miss out. You got one bad one and you put it away. Bhavin had been bowling really well. I think he tried to change it up, try to be a little bit different, try not to be predictable. But again, I'd rather be predictable than full. Honestly, to Hardeep, you got to bowl full. Again, complements your fielders, and it doesn't allow him to do what he does best, which is that baseball type swing that comes high and goes from the waist. As Robin coming in for this one, back to the full stop and a sent over, long off, oh, just over his hands. Would have been a great catch there. He was right on the boundary, and it's going to be a 6. Would have been a tremendous one-handed catch had he taken it, but it just goes over the top of his outreached hands, and it's going to be a 6. But again, not a bad ball from Robin. It brought your fielders into play. And again, full, and this one's worked straight to long on for a quick single. Again, really, really good stuff. Now for Aryan Shah, how does the field change? Does it enclose, or are they going to keep it open and keep the same kind of tactic to Aryan? Aryan would gladly take a single any day of the week. So Aryan, he hasn't played a delivery in quite some time as the sun is fading behind some clouds. Not good for us down here. As this one slower on the legs, work through the square leg. They're pushing 2. They end up just settling on 1. Aryan will retain strike for the next. Over the Tornadoes, 57 without loss after 7. Sun is back out, and the new bowler, going to bring in a new bowler, looks like it's going to be Chandu. He is their opening batsman as well. I've moved out of the tent that we have set up here into the sunshine, as it is much warmer in the sun. Some of the jackets are starting to get taken off by some of the fielders, but still you see the majority of them on. Looks like Aryan Shah still has his jacket on, not affecting his range of motion, the youngster. Just having a word with his bowler, telling him, look, this is the line, this is the length, that's where you need to bowl. Chandu, a big tall man, gets a lot of bounce on the pitch, that gives a lot of bounce anyways, so he is going to be someone who's going to try to hit he's usually someone who hits the deck. For Aryan Shah, I don't mind it. Again, for Hardeep, you bowl full. I don't care what your strength is, bowl full, bowl full, bowl full, bowl full. I think you've got to repeat that message in your head. Bhavin running in to Aryan Shah, and it's full down the leg side. It's going to be a wide delivery. It was a slower one. You can see it came out of the side back of the hand. But again, bowl full, bowl full, bowl full. The wind is starting to blow as well. Not as windy as it was a week ago, but it is definitely colder than it was a week ago. The sun is out, not many clouds in the sky. We just wish the temperature would heat up just a little bit quicker. It's supposed to be a high of 65 today, so we're hoping we can get there just really quickly. Again, slow, right on the toes. Good ball there from Chandu, and he's got to bowl that same ball to Hardeep. I think that's the wicket ball to Hardeep. If you bowl there, you're making Hardeep now have to play with a straighter bat. Again, you almost brought in your long off fielder before. Justgun's moving from short cover to mid-wicket now. Again, Justgun still has his jacket on, so again, it's still not warm yet. Even though the sunshine is out, do not let it fool you. It is a nice fall day here. Feels like an autumn day here in North Carolina. So let's see what Chandu comes into Hardeep again. Bowl full, bowl full, bowl full, and he goes full, and that one could be taken by the fielder long on, and yes, safe hands by the fielder, long on. Sarnam Patel takes a good catch there, judged it really well, was in the air for quite some time, and took a nice one. That's a big, big wicket for the SAMPARMY. For the Tornadoes, they'll feel like Hardeep did his job. They're going to feel disappointed that he couldn't extend it, but the Tornadoes lose their first wicket, 59 for the loss of 1 here in this 8th over. Hardeep scored 30 off 38 off 31, so he was looking good. They would have loved if he could finish it off with the 50, but he is going to be out, and we'll see who they send in now. But again, the Samp Army, they finally got the ball right. They finally went full. Chandu slowed it down, went full, brought in the long on fielder. Really, really smart bowling there from Chandu. That's the ball you needed, and a great catch by the man at long on. Sarnam has safe hands and did a great job making that one. Had he dropped it, might have cost the Samp Army and another, who knows, it could have cost them another 30, 40 odd runs. But Sarnam taking a great catch out there, making it look very, very easy, and you could see the celebrations very excited. Aryan Shah is going to be on strike. The new batsman has come in again. Now the big thing for the Tornadoes, you just can't fall too far behind. Steven? You just can't fall too far behind, even though the boundaries aren't flowing from Hardeep. I think Aryan's very good at taking the singles. I think the other batsmen, again, just has to take singles. Even after they were hitting boundaries, they were still going at around 7 and over. So again, singles, and you'll end up at 6. You get to the odd 2, 7 and over. So I think that's got to be the plan. Jalandhar is the new bat as Chandu comes into bowl. And this time, a little bit shorter length. It was a good length on the front foot. Aryan played it for a quick single to mid-off. Again, this is all you need for the Tornadoes. Now after the wicket, just stabilize the innings a little bit. Just continue to keep the runs ticking. Don't need any big things here. Jalandhar is a big hitter in his own right, so he can keep it moving if that is the plan from the Tornadoes, to get as many people, big hitters out there right now. Again, I would just say for him, just to get back in the flow of things, just runs the ones, run the ones, and then when the ball comes for Chandu, let's see how he bowls this one. He goes full again, and again, just work to short cover for a quick single. Smart batting here from the Tornadoes, just working the singles through after the loss of the wicket. Don't get a string of dot balls. Just continue to keep the scoreboard ticking, and the runs will flow easier. Pressure won't get built on anyone, and you can build up a partnership and build up an innings that way. And Chandu and his captain just having a little conversation about the field setting, as there is one delivery to go in the over. 2 deliveries rather to go in the over, as Chandu comes into Aryan Shah. And whilst back of a length outside the off stump, work through the gap in between third man and backward point for a single, and the last ball will be faced by Jalandhar. Again, for Jalandhar, just singles. You don't need to do anything really crazy here. Again, you don't want to string the wickets, you don't want to string the dot balls. You would take strings of singles. Why? Because it just gives you a run. Always gives you run. Scoreboard ticking, and the pressure does not get built. You put the pressure back on the bowling side. The bowling side doesn't even realize that they're leaking runs when you take singles. But he goes for a big slog. I think it's going to fall safe. Oh, and it does. The extra cover fielder running in. It hit his hands and has come out. He had to run forward for it. Ukul has a safe pair of hands, but this one just wasn't able to be retained. Let's see if that wicket ends up being costly. And the over ends. The 8th over is up, and the Tornadoes are 61 for 1. The 1 wicket coming in this over, a catch by Sarnam, shot played by Hardeep. The wicket of Hardeep taking a big wicket. Again, Ukul's got to be disappointed with himself that wasn't able to hang on to that one. Again, normally a very safe catcher of the ball, just unable to hang on that time. And again, the Samp Army would love to take it out wicket, put a lot of pressure on Aryan Shah and the incoming batsman. Again, it's just a big loss there for the Samp Army that they were not able to convert that opportunity. Every chance here in the first qualifier you want to convert. You know you get 2 lives, but you don't want to have to use 2 lives. You just want to have to use the 1. And the sun is out, but don't let that fool you. The jackets are on everyone still, because it is still pretty chilly. It's going to be Bhavin back into bowl. I like the decision there. He bowled well on the last over. Again, he's, for Aryan Shah and for Jalandhar, they're going to have to continue to work the singles, work the gaps. For the SAMPARMY, it's just going to be about continuing to build pressure. Again, the big hitter is gone, so if you can build some pressure, you see Jalandhar, he tried to heave one, try to get his wicket. I think he's the one that's going to throw it. And this one played through cover to Akul, so the ball is chasing Akul now. And it's going to be a single there. Again, Aryan Shah, that one coming off the middle of the bat. So now let's see how Jalandhar reacts. He went for a big slog in the last over, found the top edge. He was put down. So can he convert on his chance that was given to him? And the towel is coming to the ball again. It is a wet outfield, and they just want to keep the ball intact for them to be able to grip it and push it through. You don't want the balls to slip over and anything like that. Again, Chandu, he's got to, let's see what he bowls into Jalandhar. Jalandhar, big shot, and it's worked into the gap at cow corner, and it's going to be 4. And so maybe for him, you got to pull the length back. A little bit of a different aspect. You saw big back lift, was hitting the deck hard with the bat, take a big step back, and just big shot there. A big man, he's got a lot of power in him, and you can see that one just took a couple bounces, and that one's going to end up 4. So now I think if you're Bhavin, you got to pull the length back and keep it outside the off stump. He's going to try to play it into that region, pull the length back outside the off stump, make him cut, make him do something else, and maybe even bring long on, I would say a little bit wider, because you see the shot selection that he has. Here comes Bhavin. How does he respond? And this one again worked too long on, and it's just going to end up being a single. So again, it looks like the Tornadoes brought in another hitter to come in and keep the scoreboard taken, keep the boundaries coming for Aryan Shah. Again, it's just going to be about continuing to keep the runs ticking with the singles and just not build up a whole lot of dot balls. Aryan seems to be getting into a good flow of things, and he's always a dangerous batsman if he can get into a good flow. This one full, it's worked through, well fielded by Justin at mid-wicket. It's going to be a dot ball there. Again, a good shot played by Aryan, but a dot ball. And the Tornadoes, they're at 69 here in this 9th over, so they're going to love the rate they're going. If they can continue to be at this pace, they're going to think that they have a great shot at it. As this one is slower, almost taken by Bhavin, just hits his hands. And that's an opportunity that was put down. It was a low full toss. Aryan tried to play straight back. It was in the air. One hand put out by Bhavin, not able to stick in his hands. And it's an opportunity that was put down. So 2 opportunities put down in the last 2 overs. And you can see the field has moved around. There is a cow corner and a deep mid-wicket, and Justin moves from his mid-wicket position inside the circle to a backward square leg inside the circle. So let's see how Jalandhar reacts to that, or is he going to continue to play the same shots? And it's shorter, and you can see Jalandhar try to play a little bit of a cut shot, had the finish over the head, a little bit of a helicopter cut, and that's going to end at 9 overs, and the Tornadoes 70-1. And Aryan Shah will be on strike. So again, the Tornadoes would love what they have here. If they can get 10 runs off this over, they would love the rate they're going at. Even they can get 5 or so runs, again, they would love the rate they're going at. And the jacket is coming off for Aryan Shah. The sun is out enough for him, not enough for me. The jacket will remain on for me, but Aryan Shah has taken off the jacket, so we'll see if that allows him to get into some flow, and that allows him to go bigger. It did allow Hardeep to go bigger, but that's not Aryan Shah's game, really. He's more of a guy who likes to tuck it around, let the singles flow, let the game come to him, and then when the ball's there, he'll put it away. He's a very smart, savvy batsman, like I've said earlier. And we'll see what the SAMPARMY decide to do here with their bowling change. Chandu is going to come back into bowl, and we'll see if he again can continue to bowl that full. He bowled slower, bowled full consistently in his previous over, dismissed Hardeep, almost had Jalandhar, who's put down at deep extra cover. So we'll see what the plan is now. Again, for Jalandhar, he is someone who likes to hit big straight. So maybe the plan becomes, okay, I'm going to go a little shorter, and I'm going to keep it, I could go a little bit quicker shorter, or do I go slower short? I think you have to go back of a length outside the off stump, let him do the cut shots and whatnot, let him play those shots. I'm not saying he can't play those shots, but it seems to be the strength of his game is to play straight through. So again, Aryan is on strike though for the start of this over. So let's see what they go and bowl into Aryan. Aryan again very savvy. He not many flaws in his technique. He's a very technical batsman. He bats really, really well, and he has all the shots in the book. So we'll see what Aryan has in store here. Again, he's starting to feel it. He's played a really good inning so far. He's placed himself well. He's played 19 deliveries for 15 runs, so he's played just under a run a ball. As Chandu comes in here, he goes on the legs once again. It's worked through square leg for a single. They're pushing two. Throw should come to the bowler. Throw comes to the keeper instead. Is going to end up being a 2 there though, but good running between Jalandhar and Aryan. This is what Aryan's youth allows him to bring. He's also, again, very good at picking the gaps, just pushes it in the gap and just takes 2. Smart batting. Again, you don't need the boundaries to come in free flow. If you get 1s and 2s off every delivery, scoreboard keeps ticking, and the odd boundary always works. Even in T20 cricket, especially on this type of ground, it always does work. I think you got to put a good score on the board, as the grounds will only get better from this point. This one's short, top edge from Aryan Shah, trying to slash it through point, and there's the odd boundary. That's 4. Not a bad delivery from Chandu. It wasn't short, it wasn't anything bad. It just found the top edge. There was no deep third man, and it's just going to be a 4. I don't think there was much wrong with that. I don't think there's much you can do about that. I think, because you're playing here in Fuquay, the third man boundary is shorter, and again, you just can't do much about that. I don't put any blame on the bowler there. Aryan Shah, I think he's got to feel fortunate that they didn't find the top edge. But again, you can't, I don't think you can say that, oh man, that was just a bad ball. I don't think it was too terrible. He tried to change the length up. You could say, okay, go back to the full stuff. But again, I don't think it was a terrible delivery, but Aryan gets 4 nonetheless. He goes fuller, and it's going to be just short of the fielder at long on for a single. Aryan starting to show some shines of aggressiveness now. He says, well, now we're in the 10th over. I might as well start going for it. We got plenty of batting, plenty of hitters to come. Aditya Gupta, Vikram Ravikumar, a bunch of people to come. So I might as well just show some aggression, just continue keeping the scoreboard ticking. And Chandu coming in to Jalandhar. This is going to be a big one. How do they attack this, right? What do they do? What do they say? What is your plan of action? I think you got to go short outside the off stump, back of a length outside the off stump. Let him play through cover, extra cover, and point. And he goes full on his legs, and that one's going to be 6. And that one went up in the sky. We thought the fielder might get a shot at it, but that one's a big 6, a great strike there from Jalandhar. Picked the length up quickly and just got under it, pushed it away for 6. I think Chandu, that was a bad delivery for Jalandhar. For Hardeep, you don't mind that one, but again, it was too full for Jalandhar. He is someone who likes it in the full. He likes it in those areas. He's a very different batsman from Hardeep, the other big hitter they had. You've got to go shorter outside the off stump. That's got to be the adjustment you make here if you're Chandu. I think that one you can put on the bowler there. But Jalandhar, he's adding boundaries to the board here. Again, that's why they brought him in. They know he's a big hitter. They know he's a change-up kind of guy, and they like what he can do the tornadoes. Again, this is the 10th over. There's still 2 balls left. They're at 84. They could get this up to 90. What a start they would be at, and a big score they'd be looking at. After being sent into bat, how does Chandu respond? He goes full again. It's found the top edge. I think it's going to fall safe behind point, and it does fall safe, and it's going to be, no, it's just going to be 2 in the end. You see the same shot was played. It was this time outside the off stump, that just on off and middle stump that time. Just found the outside edge. It falls between point and third man. It's going to be 2 in the end, and the scoreboard continues to tick. That's the second top edge that we've seen Jalandhar have. The first one was put down in Chandu's over. Jalandhar's already 16 off of 7, so you see that job is proving to be costly here for the SAMPARMY. Jalandhar's taking advantage of his life. He knows his role. His role is to come in and hit it. He's going to do just that. This one full again. It's a Yorker, and it's well played. And it's going to be a quick single. and the Tornadoes are doing a great job running between the wickets. And at the end of 10, the Tornadoes 87 for the loss of 1 wicket, going at a rate of 8.7. Great stuff here. A partnership with 28 off 16 deliveries. Great stuff here from the Tornadoes. We're going to miss there from Jalandhar. That's a much better ball from Bhavin. Again, he kept it outside the off stump, trying to dare him to play in that region, and you've got to love it. I think that's a much better delivery. And again, we'll see how he backs it up. Again, you've seen the shots that Jalandhar has played. He's played everything to the leg side. And that one, oh, just the bottom edge of the bat. Bhavin's doing a great job with the length. It's a much better length for him. Oh, but an overthrow going to lead to 2. And originally it just should have been 1, but a misfield by the bowler in collecting it ends up being an easy 2 there. And Jalandhar is going to be back on strike. Again, you want to keep Jalandhar off strike for as long as possible. That's the best way to do it because, again, it is the less balls he plays, the less destructive he can be. So let's see what Bhavin goes in for Jalandhar. That one was a little bit too much on the leg side for my liking. I'd like it back outside the off stump. On the leg, it's full and straight to Jaskaran at square leg. And that is a wicket there, a subdued celebration because the SAMPARMY feel like they shouldn't be in this position. They know there's too many runs on the board with too many hitters to come for the Tornadoes, but it's a wicket nonetheless. 89 for 2 now, and Jalandhar, he's played a great cameo, but he's going to have to depart. Again, he just trying to keep everything down the leg side. That one full or slower. Jalandhar 19 off of 11. So now let's see who the Tornadoes send into bat. Again, a subdued celebration by the SAMPARMY because they feel that they have let up too many runs. And it looks like Aditya Gupta is going to come in to bat now. So again, he is someone who they really like. They spent 65,000 points on him, the second most expensive player in the auction. And he is going to be sent in with his fellow youngster, Aryan Shah. So let's see what these two can do together. Again, Adi played a very sensible innings to beat the Kings last Saturday. So we'll see what kind of innings he plays today, if he's just trying to go from ball 1, or if he decides to play, just continue to rotate and then take his big hits later on in the innings. You can see Adi loosening up the shoulders, loosening everything up, and he is a big hitter. If he gets in the flow, he can hit anything as far as anyone. And there's really not one area he likes to target, so that makes it hard to bowl to him. He can hit it, heave it over the leg side, play it through covers, play it behind point. He has every shot that you want. I got to have a very talented youngster, one of the most talented youngsters that we have in this area. The field is spread out, and you can see there's a lot of fielders in that V gap. And Jaskaran, he's on the pitch, just setting up the field. And he's kind of having a Virat Kohli strategy here, just kind of talking on the pitch, trying to get it a little bit in the head of the batsman, as the umpires are having a word. You're getting some chalk in or getting a ball rather, it seems like. Seems like the ball had been a little bit undone. Again, it is a wet ground out here, so the ball can lose its shape a little bit quicker and things like that. Again, let's see what Adi has in store for the Tornadoes. For the Sample Army, you see they have a long on, long off, deep extra cover, as well as a deep mid-wicket, a deep square leg, and inside the circle, a short mid-wicket, a cover point, and a wide third man. So for Adi, I think it's going to be, to start off, you're just going to want to continue to keep the scoreboard ticking. Don't want to take too many dot balls. Don't want to have too many wickets fall in a row. This one on his legs, just work down the leg side. It might run away for 4. It's a wetter outfield. I don't think he'll go today. And it's just going to be 2 in the end. And Bhavin a little bit slower, but that one straying down the leg side. Adi doing the sensible shot there. Just a little tickle down to the fine leg for a quick 2. Bhavin's got to bring that one back towards the off stump. Adi again, he seems to be getting a lot smarter with his batting. He seems to know what he wants to do. He plays a very mature style of cricket. As Bhavin coming in for this one, well outside the off stump. Adi leaves it. You don't see many conventional leaves in a T20 match, apart from maybe the opening ball. But Adi again with the leave. I thought it might have been wide, just the way he went out there and left it, but it's going to be a dot ball. So a dot ball the Samp Army will indeed take. Again, for the Samp Army, they're going to want a couple of wickets strung together really quickly. As Adi comes this one, just trying to play with some soft hands, played it right back to the bowler. You can see he's just trying to run it down to third man, but again, not able to do it. So another dot ball, and that ends the over. At the end of 11, the Tornadoes are 91 for 2. Again, the wicket of Jalandhar falling in this over. The 2 youngsters on the crease in Aditya Gupta and Aryan Shah. So the captain just coming back to finish his final over, and I think he's wanting to bowl to the youngsters. He's worked with the youngsters a lot, and I think he wants to show them, why he's a part of U.S. cricket and what they're aiming to be. This one, as an absolute full toss, that's going to be a no ball, and Aryan Shah sends that one away for 4. Not a great ball there from Jaskran. I don't think you can blame the ball on that occasion because they just changed the ball, maybe just a little bit wet. Slips out of his hands, though, down the leg side. A no ball signaled by the umpire, 4 given by Aryan Shah. And now you get a free hit. So how does Jaskran respond to the free hit delivery? Expect one to be really quick, flashing through everything. Again, you could see he tried to slow it down, try to go full, as that was the thing that was working for everybody. He tried to do it. I think it just slips out of his hand, not able to really control it in the way he wanted to, and it just ends up being 4 runs. So now Jaskran, he's got to find the right length there. I think the line was off as well. And that one slower again, and it's just worked through to long on for a quick single by Aryan. And now it's going to be Adi playing Jaskran. And here comes Jaskran into Adi. And this is the first qualifier, so the loser will play the winner of the first eliminator between the Kings and the Sunrisers going on and Fuquay lower. So in comes Jaskran into Adi. And again, this one quicker on his legs, work through mid-wicket for a quick single. Sensible batting there from Adi. Not trying to do anything too much with it, just looking to work it to mid-wicket. And these two, Aryan and Adi, they've batted together for a long time. They've been on the same team for a long time, grown up as cricket buddies, and they, I think, have a great chemistry, and they know what each other want to do. As Aryan, again, facing this delivery from Jaskran. Quicker, this time on middle and off, and it's going to work for a quick single, 2 deep extra cover. And now Adi back on strike. So again, smart stuff here from the Tornadoes after the wicket falling, not trying to do too much, just working singles, Haven't played a dot ball yet in the over. Got a boundary off the no ball in this over, as this one is going to be the first dot ball of the over. So maybe a commentator's curse. Adda just playing it with good defense there, 2 short covers. Again, the very smart play from the Tornadoes right now. This is the second to last ball of the 12th over, as this one is just worked through short mid-wicket for a quick single. So 100 up on the board for the Tornadoes here in this 12th over. 1 ball to go. And they've got 8 overs now to just really start to hit the accelerator. And I think that's going to be the message from the dugout. Hey, 8 overs left. We have 100 on the board. Now's the time to go 10 and over and get to 180 and such. So Aryan on track to face the final delivery of the 12th. And this one on his legs, and there's the signs of aggression. Should be taken, and quite easily is at deep mid-wicket. So that is the end of Aryan's shot. And again, I think he felt that he needed to be more aggressive. Aryan gets out for 24. Played a really good innings, 24 off of 26. And that is the end of Aryan's shot. That's also the end of the 12th over. Ends with the wicket again of Aryan's shot. 100 for the loss of 3. 8 overs to go. And for the Tornadoes, they would be looking at this point 10 and over. Who do they send in? Do they send in the captain? Do they go Vikram Ravikumar? Do they go to Steven? They've got a lot of options here because of what the job Aryan and Hardeep were able to do early on, and they were able to go out there and put together a good partnership, score runs, not lose wickets. Then Aryan and Jalandhar were able to do such, and now it's going to be Adda, and we'll see who the new batsman comes in and becomes, and how do they work with Adda as well. And Bhavin is coming back into bowl for the SAMPARMY into the new batsman. And it's slow and full again. Work through mid-wicket. And Adda stranded, and he's gone. Adda was eager to run it. And you can see the intensity from the SAMPARMY. They are loving this. They are loving the fact that they got Adda out cheaply. They didn't have to bowl to him. And Adda is frustrated. He's gone. And the Tornadoes, they're starting to lose wickets in bunches now. How do they respond? And now you got 2 new batsmen. Again, Adda, the man who everyone knew was someone you had to get out quickly. That's exactly what the SAMPARMY had done. It was worked straight to the fielder, and I don't really believe there was a single there. Adda, a very aggressive runner, but there was no single on offer. It went straight to the fielder. Adda was stranded halfway down the track as Akash, there was no call originally. Akash sent him back late, and that ends in the wicket of Adda. And again, the SAMPARMY have got to love that. Vikram Ravikumar, the captain, walks into the middle. Adda frustrated as he goes back to the dugout, but the game is on, folks. The SAMPARMY making a late push here. They are showing that they got fight left in them. Again, the captain, he's going to be on the non-striker's end. These two have got to put something together. Akash is a more than capable batsman. You saw him score 50 in the last match. Vikram Ravikumar, he's been out of form recently, but if he gets on, he is someone that is very, very dangerous. And I think the bowling line is going to have to change for Vicky. He is someone who likes it full. So in comes Bhavin to Akash once again. Again, the big wicket of Aditya Gupta falling from the run out by the captain Jaskaran. And Akash works this one through cover point and a quick single taken. So now Vicky is going to be on strike. What is the line? What is the length to bowl to him? Vicky's had a couple of innings where he struggled. He hasn't found much form here, but again, if he can find form, he is a tremendous, tremendous bat. A huge wicket this would be if the SAMPARMY can take it. Just going to start to get some sledging going as the momentum falling back to his way. Again, the sun is out, is baking the ground a little bit, and the heat is on. Again, these last 8 overs are going to be interesting. The Tornadoes did everything right for the first 12, but now it seems like the SAMPARMY is starting to take some momentum back, and they feel like they're right back in this match. And the batsman on the non-strikers end, Akash Joshi, getting his shoe tied by Vikram Ravikumar. And again, this is Bhavin into Vicky. What's the line? What's the length? He goes good length. It's worked straight to the man at third man for a quick dot. And that is going to be a dot ball there. Vicky signaling to the umpire to move out of his line of sight. And in comes the bowler again. And this one again short, again outside the off stump. This time missed the slash, did Vicky. Again, Bhavin, he's bowled well. He's kept the line and length good for the batsman that he's bowled to. For Vicky, you don't want to give him anything full. You don't want to give him anything in that arc that he has. Anything full, he's put away. Again, the Tornadoes 101 for 4 here with 2 balls left in the 13th, so they're going good. Or the SAMPARMY, they've contained him well. They're going to hope to continue to do so in the last 2 deliveries. Bhavin, this one a little bit fuller, slashed through, but the cover fielder is deep, and it's just going to be a single. And 1 to go now. It's going to be Akash on strike. Bhavin, he's bowled well to everybody. They've done the fields well. He's kept the right line, kept the right length. How does he bowl this last one in Akash? How does Akash take this last delivery? Again, this partnership has got to play a big factor in the outcome of this match. And this one is going to be on the legs, and it's going to be worked away. Should push for 2. They're running that first one hard, and they take 2 all the way quite easily in the end. And that is the end of the 13th over, and the Tornadoes 106 or 104 rather at the end of 13. They're going to want to speed things up. The 180 would be ideal for them. 160 rather would be the par score, as they had around 84 at the end of 10. So again, 182 would be the score that you're looking at as the par score for what you put together in the first 10. 180 would be the score that you are hoping to go out there and do. Again, you'd have to do these last 7 overs at above 10 and over to go out there and get that done. But that's what you're going to hope to do in these next 7. As you see, the batting scorecard, the great partnership opening up. Aryan Shah, Hardeep, they had a great partnership. Hardeep 38 off 31, Aryan 24 off 26, and then Aryan had a partnership with Jalandhar as well. Jalandhar scoring 19 off 11. Then Adi and Aryan had a brief partnership. Aryan got out at the end of the over 424. Adi was run out cheaply, and then Jaskaran, he's bowled 4 overs. Nilesh still has 2. Shibraz still has 3. Bhavin has bowled his 4. Chandu, this is going to be his 3rd as he comes into bowl. And the Jaskaran, Bhavin, and Chandu have all taken wickets. Everyone's been kind of expensive as well. Jaskaran has an economy of 6, and so does Bhavin. But we'll see what happens right here as Chandu's coming in to Victor Ravikumar again. Chandu, he's been very good at varying the lengths. This one full, but there is a cover fielder, but it's played a little bit over point. They should pick up 2 quite easily, and they do in the end. Again, Chandu seems to be bowling a lot of slower stuff coming out the back of the hand, and it seems to be a tactic, not giving them pace, making them create their own pace, especially because the ground's a little bit wetter. Ball's not going to run as much. Make them create all the pace they're able to generate and make them run the ball on the ground. For Vicky, he's felt that he needs to get out here and fire, and again, he would love to do that right here, right now. Again, for the next 7 overs, you want to go at above 10 and over. That's got to be the goal. As Chandu comes in for this one, a little bit quicker, another top edge, but no fielder's going to be able to get that one. It's going to be for 4, or is it going to be 6? An unlucky boundary there from Chandu, the second one of his. That's going to be 4, signaled by the umpire. Vicky looking to heave that one over mid-wicket. Finds the top edge, and it runs over third man for 4. Just unlucky stuff there from Chandu. It's the second time it's happened. Not much you can do for it. You can't put a fielder there, but again, a good ball again in from Bhavin, slowing it this one a little bit quicker, a little bit shorter than was expected by Vicky, and you can see third man's being brought a little bit finer now, being brought a little bit straighter. So if another top edge goes, I think he's planning for that one, having that fielder a little bit finer. And Vicky sends the bowler back. Again, Chandu, he does a lot of things where he slows it down, but then bowls a quicker one. Does a couple things. So let's see what he does in this delivery. Again, if they can take this wicket, I think the SAMPARMY feel that they're in the head. But this one, strailing down the leg side, and Vicky does not miss out. Oh, and he's hit the top of a car. And there, that gentleman, the gentleman who has that car, he is not going to be happy about that one. Few inches from the windshield there, just hit the top of the car. And again, that one, pace was on that time. It was fuller in length on the leg side. Vicky this time did not miss out. The shot he was trying to play, the ball before, he had the top edge. This one has hit a car in the deep, and the owner of that vehicle has now moved it out of the way. He's hoping that his insurance does cover cricket ball damage. We'll see if his insurance does. We'll hope that his insurance does. Vicky wants to heave another one over there, and this time it's worked through point and was sent back by Akash. And Vicky just having a word with him. Again, they don't want to have another one of these runouts. Adi was run out again with Akash in the middle with him. I don't think there was a single on offer with Adi's run out. This one, I think there could have been a single had they both committed to it, and I think that's the conversation that they're having. It's like, look, we're going to take this single here, or we're not going to take this single here. We got to say that down right now. Again, the big 6 coming in this over, so again, you want to go at over 10 and over 10 already on the over. This one whipped through mid-wicket just for a quick single. And already 10 off the over, and again, you want to go at a rate at above 10 and over. They hit a 13, 13 off this over with a double coming off the first delivery, 4, 6 dot and a single. As Chandu coming into Akash, Akash walking way down the track and is going down the leg side. It's not out. He's walking well down the leg side, and could have been a run out. No, not a run out. Bat was not dragged. But again, that was. Oh, it is a run out. He was out. He was run out. Looks like Akash was. Oh, given by the umpire. It was a leg before, rather. I thought that one might have been strained down the leg side. Looked like he walked a long ways down. And the umpire very late gives that one. And, wow, so the Tornadoes lose their 5th wicket, kind of a nonchalant wicket that they lost. It was a big appeal. The umpire very nonchalant about giving the wicket, but they lose their 5th at the end of the 14th over. The Tornadoes are now 117 for 5. They had a good over going. And, again, that was the end of Akash. And it looks like it's going to be Sai into bat with Vicky. Sai, a big hitter as well. Again, they're going to have to run well, and they're just going to have to do everything really, really well. The running has to be really, really good, And then when you go for the big ones, you have to pick them right. And it looks like the new bowler is going to be Sarnam. They're going Sarnam Patel into bowl. Doesn't typically bowl, but is able to bowl some off spin. Does bowl it quite well. He's able to vary his length, and I think that's what they're going for, the fact that he can come in and bowl ones a little bit shorter to Vicky, not trying to give him anything full. But it's going to be a little bit interesting. Oh, no, it's not going to be Sarnam, actually. Sarnam is not going to be the bowler. It looks like it's going to be Shibraz into bowl. Again, I would have been surprised had Sarnam bowled. I don't think he's bowled in the Adda Premier League yet. More of a batsman, a great left-handed batsman, but Shibraz coming into bowl, bringing pace into the attack. Again, these two batsmen for the Tornadoes are going to want to take this one long. Again, they want to go at just over 10 and over for the next 6 overs. Try to get into the 180s. Again, after the start that you had, you at least need 160. You would feel like 160 is exactly what you need. And in comes Shibraz into Vicky, and this one just worked through mid-wicket for a quick single. It was back of a length right outside the off stump. Vicky just finding the gap there. And now Sai is going to face his first delivery. And Shibraz taking Jaskaran out of short mid-wicket and taking him to short covers, it looks like. Again, Sai, he's a big hitter of the ball. He's also a really good bowler as well, but we got to see what he can do with the ball here. What he can do with the bat, rather, to the ball. So here we go. Shibraz into Sai. And Sai just defends that one, 2 covers, and it's going to end up being a single in the end. The man at short cover not able to get that one quick enough. Jaskaran is at covers. And again, for the second innings, the conditions are getting better here. So I think the batting is going to be a little bit easier to start us off. The ball won't be as wet. And, the ball, I think, will run a little bit better as the grass is starting to dry. So I think for the Tornadoes, even though it seems like a good score now, they're going to have better conditions for the SAMPARMY as Shibraz comes in for this one. Again, short of this one was try to pull through square leg, and it's just found the bat and it's worked to cover. So you could see that one got a little bit quicker on Vicky than he was expecting. And Shibraz letting Sarnam know at long on to be ready. So it seems like he's going to go full on this delivery and try to get Sai to do a shot too long on, to play a shot too long on. He does go full on the legs, and it's really smart batting there by Sai. He just saw it was going to land just a little bit short of that full length delivery, and Sai made some room for himself and worked it to third man for a quick single. And it's a smart batting. Just continue to keep the scoreboard ticking, let it run, and then when the ball comes, send it over the top. But they're not taking dot balls, which is really, really smart and really, really good by the Tornadoes. Dot balls are really, that's basically what lose you games, right? In a T20, every dot ball that you play is a win for the fielding team. As Shibraz comes in for this one fuller in length, has found the outside edge and is gonna be stopped for a single. Vicky was walking away like it was gonna be 4. Really good effort by the fielder at third man. Did a great job to get around to that one and stop it, not let it go away for a boundary. Vicky thought there was no chance the fielder was going to get there, and they probably could have snuck off 2 had the first one been taken. But again, Vicky was expecting that one to go away for boundary. He's disappointed it didn't. Shibraz does have good pace, so I think that's why he was expecting that. Shibraz coming in to Sai once again. And this one down the leg side. He looks like Shibraz has slipped. He's hurt himself. Sai sends that one over square leg for 4. But Shibraz seems hurt. See, maybe his ankle, the pitch is a little bit slippery. He's a little bit gingerly getting up. He's limping his way off, and he's holding the back of his leg. maybe his knee, maybe his calf. But he seems to be in a little bit of pain. He seems to be in a little bit of discomfort. The ball fading down to the leg side as he slips. And I think that's the end of Shabraz. I don't expect him to bowl anymore. Maybe we see a substitute come in. But at the end of 15, the Tornadoes 126 for the loss of 5 wickets. Vicky is starting to find some form at 17 off of 11. Sai 6 off of 3. Again, that one was just faded down to the leg side. Too easy for Sai to connect and put that one away for 4. They've run well. Again, we'll see what they come. It seems like Nilesh is coming in to bowl into Vicky. And this is a very interesting matchup because I don't know if you guys remember the auction, but in the auction, Vicky was part of the Tornadoes table and he was trying to go out there and bid for Nilesh. He was in a battle with the SAMPARMY for him, and they were going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And what ended up happening, that the Tornadoes were discussing about what they wanted to do. SAMPARMY had just outbid them, and then in the midst of their discussion, Nilesh had gone sold, and then Vicky ends up smashing his laptop, very frustrated with himself not being able to pick Nilesh. So we'll see if Vicky gets the better of Nilesh here. It takes out his frustration instead of pushing it out on the laptop this time. Takes it out on the bowler in Nilesh. Again, Vicky on the striker's end. So we'll see how he takes this one. As Nilesh coming in, the left armor comes in. And Vicky has gone straight up in the air. Sarnam coming around, looking to take it. Oh, and I think that would have been 6.
It's inside.
I'm not sure. The umpire's going to have to go make a decision now. And Sarnam might have been able to take it. I think he just misjudged it. And they've ruled it a 6. I thought it bounced on the line, and Vicky ends up getting 6 there. So a great way to start off the over. Sarnam would have taken a great catch. And is given 6 in Nilesh. I think that one just a little bit too full, a little bit on the leg side. It wasn't off the middle of the bat there from Vicky, but it is given 6 by the umpire. And long on just told to be a little bit wider. So it seems that they can continue to do that. I would like to see it just the length be pulled a little bit. Length is, and Vicky plays his ABD style shot. That is the Vicky special, patented Vicky shot there. His idol's ABD, that's going to be 4 runs. Vicky taking 2 steps outside the off stump. This one a little bit, the length pulled back a little bit. Vicky expecting that it was on the middle and off stump, not a bad delivery, but Vicky made his move very late and just worked it to fine leg for a 4. Again, patented shot there from Vicky. He's taken it from ABD and patented here in the Adda Premier League. And it seems like Vicky's starting to find his form and exactly what the Tornadoes needed at this point. They've got 10 off the first 2 deliveries, and Vicky seems to really be heating up as the sun's starting to heat up the area here. Vicky's 27 off of 13 now. Starting to find the flow. When he pulls that out, you know he's starting to feel himself. How does Nilesh respond? I think you got to go all the way full. He does go all the way full outside the off stump, and it's going to be signaled wide by the umpire. 11 off of 2. Again, Vicky, you saw the patented shot come out. That's how you know he's feeling it. He's starting to get in form. This comes in for this delivery. It's full again. He got down on a knee trying to heave it over extra cover. Not able to connect on that occasion. So it's the first dot of the over. 11 off the first 3. Again, Vicky's going to want to take this one long, and he'd love to finish it off for the Tornadoes. Finish out all 20 overs. This is the 16th going. This partnership is 20 off of 9. Vicky's 27 off of 14. As this one's shorter, it's cut through point. Just Gun fields it, and they take a single nonetheless. Vicky frustrated with himself, not able to heave that one over backward point. Just going to throw did not come in as he did not see a backup, and the keeper had not made up his ground yet. Didn't want to result in overthrow, so a single taken, and now Sai is going to be on strike. Nilesh now gets a break from Vicky, but now he's bowling into Sai, and Sai more than capable of batsman. You saw anything down the leg side, he's going to send away. So you got to keep it outside the off stump. And this one is outside the off stump. Trying to play this one again over extra cover. It's going to be another dot ball. Great comeback here from Nilesh after getting hit for 10 off his first 2. So now this is going to be, he's got to continue to do that, right? Again, outside the off stump. It's a good comeback, and I think for the Tornadoes, you've got to realize you have your runs. You don't need to go for anything big. Just keep the runs ticking. Just keep the ones coming. And another big strike there from Sai. He's missed it past the outside edge of him. That is the end of the 16th over. The Tornadoes 138 for the loss of 5 here. And it's going to be a very interesting finish. Final 4 overs. Tornadoes will need 50 to hit 180, and I think they have the firepower to do it. You see it, Vicky, 28 off 15, Sai 6 off 6. Again, 4 overs going to be between those two, and the bowling options, Jaskiran, he's out of overs, Bhavan's out of overs, Nilesh has an over left, Chandu has an over left, and Shibraz has 2 overs left. Seems like he's going to have 1 over left because he's coming in to bowl the 17th. So, again, let's see what happens here and what the Tornadoes, if they can continue to accelerate as they just get a drink of water, and if the Samp Army can take one of these two. It would be a big wicket if they can get Vicky, but a big wicket if they can collapse it around him as well. Again, Shibraz into Vicky. Vicky starting to find some rhythm here. Can the Samp Army take away that rhythm? Again, it's going to be a very, very interesting end to the 4 overs here. These 4 overs are going to be very, very crucial. I think if the Samp Army can restrict them to under 140, I think, or under 180, 160, I think they feel like they've done a good job there. This one on the legs of Vicky on leg stump. Oh, in a misfield, a short cover. And it's going to end up in a quick single. Good running there from Vicky and Sai. They've played together for quite some time as well. They know how each other work. They have a plan. And again, they know exactly what they want to do. Smart. Again, keep the singles ticking. I think for Sai, he's tried to go a little bit big towards the end of that over, in the last over. Keep the singles flowing. Take the gaps. Keep the singles flowing. Again on the leg side. This one worked to the left of short cover. And it's going to end up in a quick single. Smart cricket. This is great cricket in. For the Samp Army, you won't mind a run of ball here. You won't mind 6 runs and over. But for the Tornadoes, this is something you don't mind. You don't mind taking singles and getting one that you heave over. If you can get a couple boundaries every over and continue to take your singles, you're in a great spot. You're in a great spot. Vicky, again, he's starting to get in some flow and starting to get in some touch here. Shibraz coming into him. And Vicky, found another outside edge. There's a fielder at third man, though, so it's just going to be a single. Vicky trying to play to extra cover. Shibraz has been bowling smart. He's been bowling in that full length delivery, and it's very, very smart because he's not giving them any width. He's not giving them any time to kind of do anything they want, and it's right on middle leg, so there's not much room for experiment. This one's shorter, but kind of died at the end there. I don't think there was any one for no warning given by the umpire. Again, it was close to the body of Sai as well. So Shibraz, he's bowling really well. He's varying the line, the length. He's hitting the good length. He's not putting it on a good length or anything like that where it's going to be hit quite easily. And he's bowling to his fielder. Really smart stuff here. How does Shibraz bowl this next ball into Sai? And he's gone full. He's found the outside edge, but I think it's going to land safely, and it does land safely, but it's going to be 2 runs. Oh, but an overthrow coming? No, it's going to be a good throw in from the deep, and 2 runs taken there from the Tornadoes. Good cricket then again. Again, not much you could do from Shibraz. It might have been just a tad bit short. Maybe you wanted a little bit more full, but Sai, he swung hard. That was a short part of the ground. Fortunately, it didn't go away for a boundary or the Samp Army. Shibraz again, this is his 3rd over. He's got 1 over after this, presumably bowling the 18th, or rather the 19th. As this ball is fuller in length, Sai works it to long on. 2 is a call, and 1, oh, with a slip by the fielder out there. Vicky sent back by Sai. Just a single, and that is the end of the 17th over. The Tornadoes 144 for a loss of 5. 3 overs to go, and they would love another 40-odd runs from it. Again, 162, 163 is the par after what they had at the half. So that's what they should at least get. They should say, okay, we at least need 162. That's just 20 runs off the next. It's 18 runs off the next 18 balls. So that's a run a ball. If they just get a run a ball, they're at 162. If they get 20, they're at 164. Again, ideally they would want to be somewhere around 180. I think they feel after what they did after 12, they got to 112, had 8 overs to go to 10 and over. They would feel like that's the plan there. You see the bowling, and Chandu, he's coming in for his final over. Shibras has 1 over left, and Nilesh has 1 over left. So presumably the last 3 will be bowled by those 3. And again, Vicky, he's a 30 off 17 Sai, who's on strike, 10 off a 9. And these 2, they've worked together, a good partnership, and they're going to want to continue to have that one flowing. For the field, deep square leg, deep mid-wicket, long on and a long off. As Chandu coming in, this one full. Sai hits it straight up into the air. Sarnam has to make some ground. It's high and takes it easily in the end. Makes it look really easy, did Sarnam. I think at first he misjudged it, expected it to come a little bit longer. Makes up good ground, had to run all the way to around that mid-on position from his position at long on, ran all the way, had to look high in the sky, the sun's shining down, and he took it nice and high just as they teach it, and now the Tornadoes are 6 down, and that is the end of Sai, 10 off of 10. And who do they send in to come in next? They still have batting to come. Do they go Musaffar? Do they go the big hitter? It's going to be interesting. They go Steven, who's someone who hasn't batted today, who's one of their better batsmen, who usually comes in a 1-down position. Where do they go? In the SAMPARMY. They got a little bit of spring in their step. They took a wicket. Again, they feel like they've given up too many runs to start. Muzaffar Ahmed is the new batsman. Like we said, he's going to be on the non-strikers end to start off, though, and he's got to continue to run around with Vicky. I think as many balls Vicky can play, I think that's the win for the Tornadoes. Like another great catch taken by Sunam at long on. Definitely the fielder of the day for the SAMPARMY. He's been the one bright spot. Anytime they've needed something, he's always delivered. And anytime the catch has come in, not allowing extras when he's coming into the field. So really good stuff by Sarnam in the deep. Took 2 splendid catches. As Chandu's coming in once again to Vicky. For Vicky, the deep backward square leg is well backwards between that and fine leg. As Chandu comes in for this one, expect slow and full. It's quicker and a fuller length, and it's going to be a dot ball. A little bit of confusion there. I think had the throw come in, a direct hit to the bowler's end. That might have been the end of Mustafa, but again, Vicky and Mustafa, they have to find a rhythm now with the running. And that's why I think Sai came in. You saw after Akash came and went, they brought in Sai because maybe he wasn't the biggest hitter or the best hitter, but he was the best with the running with Vicky. Now Vicky's got to start a new partnership running with Mustafa. And this one's slow, it's full, it's on the leg side. Vicky's going to be disappointed when it didn't connect fully. They're pushing 2. Throw has to come in. Throw comes to the keepers. Over the keeper's head. Good backup there. It was just play 2 short mid-wicket, and they were able to pick up 2. So good running from the Tornadoes. Good running from Vicky. Again, he's disappointed. Wasn't able to push that one through fine leg. But they end up picking up 2. Good backup, not allowing a third. Had there been no backup, it would have ended up being 3. And it's been a good over from Chandu so far. He's varied the length, varied the pace, varied the line very, very well. Not allowing Vicky to get comfortable with anything. Again, no boundaries off the over. It's an absolute win so far for the SAMPARMY. They've taken a wicket as well. Vicky would love to hit a boundary here. He needs the boundary in this over. This one a little bit shorter, and it's worked. Oh, just short of the third man fielder, and they take a single. They take a single in the end, and I think Vicky's going to, I believe there's 1 ball left in the over, and deep backward square leg comes back to a more conventional position for Mustafa. And Mustafa, again, he's a big hitter. He is a big striker of the ball, And he is someone who can go out there and slog around as well. So he's no shabby batsman. They've got batting to come. And Chandu coming in for this delivery is going to be slower down the leg side and is going to be signaled wide by the umpire. Freebies into the batsman. And in comes Chandu again. And this time Mustafa comes down the track, makes some room for himself. It's going to be a couple bounces short. And there's going to be one ball left in the over. The Tornadoes 149. 149. Again, Vicky, I expect him to take a single here. He's going to want strike in the next over. So again, expect him to take a single. I fully expect a single to come off this ball. And Vicky facing this ball from Chandu, and he's gone big, but they're going to just take one in the end. He took a big swing. It's just going to be a single, so 150 at the end of 18 are the Tornadoes. Again, they would want another 12 to 14 more runs just to hit what they should have hit after the end of 10. You see the projected score 166 if they continue at the rate of 8.33. Ideally, they would want to get up to 180, so somewhere in between 13 and 18 runs and over is somewhere you want to be around in the next two overs. Again, that's much easier said than done, especially the way the SAMPARMY are bowling right now, but that's where you would ideally want to be. Again, 150 for 6 at the end of 18. And you see the batting, Vicky 34 off 21, Mustafa 1 off 1. Vicky's going to want to play as many balls as he can. And with the ball is going to be Nilesh coming in for his final over. So the last over is going to be bowled by us. He's presumably, he's got one over to go. So that's the guy they want to go after. But Nilesh, Vicky liked him, hit him for 2 boundaries at the beginning of his first over. But Nilesh since has bowled really, really well, find the line and length that he wanted to hit. How does Vicky respond? And Vicky slashes this one through point. They should push for 2. They're pushing it hard. Fielder's running in hard as well. Throw comes in. Oh, and it's a good throw in the end. So Vicky gets 2 off of it again. He'd want to continue hitting around 8 and over to get to 166. They'd want to be in between 13 and 18 and over to get around 180, which is, I think, they would feel that they need to get because the ground conditions are going to get better as the day goes on. This delivery, oh, and it's just hit Vicky in the hand, hit Vicky on the body. He's looking to heave that one over mid-wicket. It was a slower delivery, a good slower delivery in from Nilesh. So it's going to be a dot ball, or single rather. So again, Mustafa, he's going to need to either take a single or hit a boundary, but he's got to continue to keep the scoreboard ticking. He can't fall in the trap of just letting dot balls eat up. And in comes Nilesh. This one slammed hard, is found. It's a good shot there. He struck it well in between the fielders, and it's going to be 4. He played a 2 extra cover, no fielder or deep extra cover, and it's going to be 4 in the end. So a much-needed boundary for the Tornadoes. And the SAMPARMY, they feel they've given up too many of these. This one, not a bad ball from Nilesh. He jammed up the batsman, but the batsman just sliced it, and it just found its way to deep extra cover in between the 2 fielders, and it got away for 4. 157 now for the Tornadoes with 3 balls left in the 19th. Again, they need around 13, 18 in the over. They have 7 so far. They need at least 7 more. So in comes Nilesh. How does he respond after being hit for a boundary? Musafat again has to keep the runs ticking. Goes big. It could be the fielder, and it's going to fall just past him. And they do pick up a single. He played that one to in between mid-off and long-off. I thought he connected it way better than he did. Just came off the toe end. So Vicky, he's on strike. He wants to play as many balls as he can. This one full. Let's work through mid-wicket. Could be 4. And it is going to be 4. He's knocked over the cone. He put a diving effort out there, and it ends up being 4 in the end. 2 boundaries off the over. Perfect way for this over to go for the Tornadoes. SAMPARMY again. 4's just coming up. Just a little bit, getting a little bit lazy out there in the field. It was just unlucky bounce there. Not lazy, but just unlucky there for the fielder at D mid-wicket. Put in a good dive, but just unable to keep it from going over the rope. Tornadoes 162, 1 ball left. They need at least 2 runs off this delivery. Vicky expects him to just take a single. Again, he wants to take strike. Again, between 13 and 18 would be ideal for them to get up to around 180. The high 170s, the low 180s. Nilesh, how does he do this delivery? And Vicky works it between. Oh, great stop there by the fielder at third man. I thought it was going to go in between third man and wide third man, but it ends up just being a single. That is going to be the end of the 19th over. The Tornadoes 163 with 1 over to go. It's going to be Shibraz coming into bowl it. You see it. He's the only one with an over left. Everyone has bowled pretty well. Chandu, he's been the most expensive of the bunch, but not by that much. 10.5 economy rate. And but he has taken 3 wickets, so it's all warranted in the end. Again, Shibraz, he's got 1 over left. He's going to bowl the last one. He's given up 24 in his other 3. For the Tornadoes, you're going to want at least 13 off this over. Ideally, again, Vicky, he's in the 40s. Musafat 6 off of 3 here. Vicky starting to find some rhythm, and he's going to want to play as many balls as he can in this over. Again, you'd want ideally at least double digits. 13 would be an ideal at least number, and you just as many as you can get. Again, the score on the board, 163, 1 over to go. You'd want to be somewhere near 180, ideally. Give him something, put enough runs on the board to chase. Give your bowler something to back. 160's no shabby score, but 180's that good. Oh, and this one's going to be worked for a quick single. It's hit the legs of Vicky, and Musafat is going to be on strike. Again, it looks like Vicky's just not able to, he's just struggled a little bit against Shibraz. Shibraz, this one jammed him up, bowled a little bit quicker. Vicky not able to get onto that one. Here we go. Musafat, what can he do? He's hit a boundary, so he's very, again, more than capable batsman. He's a big hitter. Does he just tap it away for a single? Does he go big? Can't afford a dot ball. Shibraz would love a dot ball. He goes all the way full, and they just work it for a single. Again, if 6 runs off this over is a total win for the SAMPARMY. It is an absolute and total win for the SAMPARMY if they get 6 runs off this final over. Again, keeping them under 170 would be a tremendous deed. So here we go. This one full, and he's bowled Vicky. He's broken the stumps as well. He's taken off the middle stump. And the stumps might have to be changed now because the stump is absolutely broken. He just shattered it up. Vicky looking to heave this one straight back. It was a little bit slower, and it just takes off the stumps. Tornadoes, they're in a desperate situation now. 165 for loss of 7, but that wicket, not only does it take away your set batsman who is off 41, off 27, but it also is a dot ball. Again, you're going to want to have at least around 170 on the board. You're at 165. You need at least 5 more runs off of this over. has been a great over for the SAMPARMY. Everything that they needed in this over, they've gotten exactly that. This is a perfect end to their innings for the SAMPARMY. Perfect end. After the start that the Tornadoes gotten off to, you expected them to be around 180. Just with the batting that they had, the acceleration that they could produce. This is a perfect start. But Harun, a great batsman. He's going to be in, so he is more than capable of doing everything you need him to do at this moment. Again, the Tornadoes have a lot of batting. Still Steven in the dugout. He is another really good batsman, so they have plenty of batsmen to come. Harun just one of them. And you can see they brought in new stumps as the stumps at the bowler's end were broken. So whether either team likes it or not, the stumps have to be changed, unless the bowling side would like to have no middle stump. I mean, it's a personal choice. Maybe some people don't like the middle stump. I don't know. But they're going to bring in a new pair of stumps. And again, the old pair being brought off by the third umpire. He is the umpire outside the field, but doesn't have the TV crew to do any LBW or anything like that. But again, if you can end this over with just singles, you've won. You have won if you're the SAMPARMY. You've won this over. Here we go, Shibraz. How does he respond? Goes full again, and it's just worked for another single by Harun. So now Muzaffar, he's got to go big. He has to go big. You have to go big if you're Muzaffar. You're a big hitter. Let your natural instinct go through. He's going to bowl full. Do you give yourself room? Do you get close to it to try to heave it over the leg side? You know he's going full. This delivery always made room, but keeper misses out on it. And it's going to be a quick single. It's going to be signaled byes by the umpire.
Guys, release the ball. Last ball, there's run. Release the ball. Back up. Marvin, back up.
Last ball, 167 on the board for the Tornadoes. This has not gone their way, has his final over. What can Harun do? His second delivery face, he goes big. He's gone straight back over the top. The Sarnam try to take a catch. No, always gone past him. They're pushing two, and they get two nonetheless. A good final over by the SAMPARMY, restricting the Tornadoes to 169 in 20 overs. So the SAMPARMY will need 170 from 20 overs to win this one. Really good final over by the SAMPARMY, by Shibraz. Did everything you needed to. Again, the SAMPARMY will need 170 off 20 overs. And we'll see if they're able to get that done. Don't go anywhere. Great finish by the SAMPARMY. Tornadoes had to be disappointed. SAMPARMY with the spring in their step. Tornadoes, they've got to get their minds right and get back into this one if they want any chance at this one. You look at the batting scorecard. A good start up by Hardeep, scoring 38 off 31. Aryan supporting him well. He scored 24 off of 26. Jalandhar put a quick cameo out there, 19 off 11. But a big run out by Jaskaran of Aditya Gupta, 2 off of 6. And then Vicky taking the Tornadoes into a good position, 41 off 27. And then good cameos by everyone else underneath. And then for the bowling by the SAMPARMY, Jaskaran taking a wicket with 27 runs on the board after 4 overs. Shibraz had the great final over. He took his first wicket there, but the big bowler was Chandu. 4 overs, 42 runs. It's a bit expensive, but took 3 wickets. Sarnam had 2 good catches out in the deep, so the big wickets coming in those overs. And again, the SAMPARMY now 170 required in 20 overs. They're going to be led by their captain Jaskaran and Chandu, who took 3 wickets. They're going to be the openers. Can they get a good start going and see their side over the line? It's going to be a very interesting run chase, and don't go anywhere for the second innings. All right, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, and we are again here at Fuquay Arena, the site of the first qualifier between the Tornadoes and the SAMPARMY. The Tornadoes put up 169 in their 20 overs, so now they got to go out there and defend it. The SAMPARMY need 170 in the next 20 overs to go out there and win the match. The opening batsmen are Chandu and Jaskran. And the opening bowler for the Tornadoes is going to be Aryan Shah. Now, Chandu, he put up 97 on this ground. His favorite area is that cow corner, long on region. So I think for Aryan Shah, you got to keep it at good length and keep it outside the off stump, let him play from there. And this one is on his leg, straight to the long on fielder. Oh, really big throw coming in. I think from Aditya Gupta. I think he's frustrated that he was run out. Try to get Jaskran run out. I think he's just trying to return the favor to Jaskran. See Jaskran having some words with him, just giving him some little talking. Vicky just adjusting his field, just trying to make sure everyone's in the right spots. He knows Chandu's game. We've all seen Chandu's game as Aryan comes in for this one. This one again on that good length, making him play on the back foot. And that's where you want to keep him. Don't let him on that front foot. Don't let him hit to his favorite spots, that cow corner and long on. As Aryan comes in for his third delivery now. And this one is again short, right outside the off stump, finds the bottom of the bat, straight down to the ground for another dot ball. Again, I think they're going to try to make Chandu play a different shot besides the one to cow corner and to long on. Besides that one little slog sweep shot that we've seen, I think they want to try to see if he can play any other shots. I think Chandu's got to prove it here. This one again short, but this one was a little bit too full and a little bit too much on the leg side, and Chandu picked it up off the length. He got used to it, and Aryan Shah, I think he's just got to push it outside the off stump, but that is a huge, huge six from Chandu, and if he can continue this up, the SAMPARMY are well on their way. Huge, 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 huge. I think you got to just, again, keep it outside the off stump, and keep the leg break going. Don't need many googlies. Get a slider in there. Get one to stay lower, but you don't need a googly or anything like that. Just continue outside the off stump. Continue the leg break and just vary that length. You can go all the way full, or you can bring the length back a little bit. I think that's where you give it up, but anything else, you don't go on the middle. You don't go on leg. Aryan comes in for the next delivery, and this one again is played to the deep mid-wicket fielder. This time it's just going to be a single, though. Good fielding out in the deep. Good comeback ball. Now Jaskran is going to get his first ball in here from Aryan. Again, Jaskran, he's played well. This opening partnership has scored 400 plus runs in their time together. So they've been the majority of the batting for the SAMPARMY. So I think it's going to be big if the Tornadoes can break this up quickly. This one again short, and it's played right back to Aryan Shah by Jaskran, looking to have that one over point. And that ends the first over. SAMPARMY 7 without loss, going at a good rate so far, and they're just going to need to continue to do so. And for Aryan Shah, I think it's just about not giving up that 1-6. And I think that's the plan for the SAMPARMY. Chandu's there to be the big hitter, to let Jaskran get in the flow of things, and then Jaskran can go and hit after that. For Chandu, it's again all about just continuing to be what he needs to be. And we'll see who they go with for the next over. And they have some good bowlers, Mustafar, Piyush. They've got some good guys in there to bowl. And it's going to be interesting to see who they want to start out with. And Mustafar is in to bowl here. He's going to be bowling into Chandu. Again, for him, I think you got to hit the deck, go back of a length, and go outside the off stump. Let him play the cut shots. Let him take you over there. And long on is coming back in the circle to mid on, and mid off is going to long on. So again, I think the plan is to go outside the off stump, and if you play straight there, then the fielder will come into play. A deep third man has been brought inside the circle, so it seems like they're going to go all the way full, or it seems like they're going to go a little bit fuller length delivery. There's no one at deep covers, so again, you don't want to go all the way full and open up the covers, but just keep it just a little bit back. There is a third man on the circle as well, as a backward point and a cover point, and a cover and an extra cover inside the circle. And this one is missed by Mustafa. Didn't hit his run up. And with the field, there is also a backward square leg and a fielder at long on, as well as a deep fielder at mid wicket, and then a deep fielder at long off. So again, here we go. Let's see what Mustafa has planned for Chandu. Again, Chandu, I think, is the big wicket right now. If you can get him, you put all the pressure back. Oh, that one's short, but it was a little bit slower than Chandu was expecting. Again, he's just trying to pull that one straight over square leg. And you can see Mustafa stretching out his arms. That one just well too short and missed out by Chandu. He's going to feel disappointed that he wasn't able to put that one away and put another dent in a car. So here you go, Mustafa. I think you got to bowl much fuller than that. I think that's just too easy for Chandu. You just got lucky on that occasion. It is fuller. Oh, and it just misses leg stump. You see every stump on that occasion. He opened himself up looking to heave it again. Again, slower from Mustafa. And almost had it. Really, really good ball there from Mustafa. And just having a word with Chandu now. Again, Chandu's type is to be very aggressive on it. So they're just having a word together, and I think Justin's saying, look, they're going to bowl slow, just wait for it, wait for your ball, wait for your ball, wait for your ball, and you'll be just fine. I think he's got to pick and choose the balls he goes after as this delivery comes in, and that one is just to the right of the square leg fielder, and it's going to go away for 4. This one's trailing down to the leg side. It was a good length delivery, but again, on his hip, he's been very good. Anything on his hip, on his body, on down the leg side, he's been very good at just working it down through there. And that's just the regions of play he wants. He wants the ball in that area. He wants the ball fuller on middle stump, allowing him to open up his hands and extend them. So again, you want to keep it on the off stump and let him play through there. Even push it outside the off stump. Let him play in that area. And here we go, Mustafa back into Chandu. This one, that's a much better delivery. Chandu again looking to heave that one over mid-wicket. And it was pulled, the length was pulled back a little bit outside the off stump, well outside the off stump, and Chandu not able to connect. So again, very, very good ball there. I would maybe think about bringing my long off fielder inside the circle and bringing a third man deep for that top edge that resulted in a couple boundaries for the Tornadoes. I think that's something you have to consider if you're Vicky. I think you have to consider pushing the third man into the deep, as this ball again is short, hits the body of Chandu, and another dot ball. And it seems like that one's just coming off a little bit slower than Chandu's expecting it. He's expecting it to come on a little bit more. You can see he's already turned his body halfway around, already squared up to hit that one, and it's just hit his body after he's turned out, almost hits his back on that occasion. And he looked to heave that one, and they move in long off to mid off and bring back long on. So does he bowl a fuller delivery now? Try to attack the stumps? Again, I would, if he's going to bowl the line and length he was bowling before, I would definitely consider pushing my third man deep. As Mustafa comes in here, again the same line, the same length, and it's really causing problems for Chandu and the Tornadoes. That's a good over there. Only 4 rather coming off of that one. 11 without loss after 2. And Jaskaran will be on strike for the next over. Did they go back to Aryan Shah? Do they try a new bowler? And it looks like they are going to go back to Aryan Shah. Aryan still has the jacket on, so don't let the sunshine fool you. It is nowhere near a hot day. It's nicer now than it was before. It's not as chilly. When the wind does pick up, it does become a little chillier, but the sun has come out. It's in full display, and it's letting us 60-degree weather feel nice here in a North Carolina autumn day here in Fuquay Arena. Again, he's going to be bowling into Jaskaran now. So he's only bowled 1 ball to Jaskaran. Or 2 balls, rather, to Jaskaran. And it's going to be interesting to see the line and the length that he decides to hit to Jaskaran. There's a long off and a fielder deep mid-wicket. Or in between deep mid-wicket and cow corner. And inside the circle, there is a slip as Aryan runs in for this delivery. Right outside the off stump. Well fielded by the man at cover. So there is a man at cover, cover point, a man at cover, a man at backward point, and a man at extra cover, as well as a man at mid-on, mid-wicket. as Aryan runs in for this delivery. Comes in. This one well short, and that one's well too short by Aryan. He had his head down before Justgren even had that ball in his bat, and that one was sent to the house. Saying, here's a housewarming gift. Puts that one all the way over there for 6. That's just too easy for him. It just goes caught in Aryan's hand, hits the deck. Justgren able to lean back and just send that one straight back to the house. Again, gives the house a gift, gives him another land gnome, garden gnome rather, and that's a huge 6 there from Justgren. So Aryan just giving away the one free loosener. He's just giving the odd loosener up, and that's just too easy for Justgren. You can't give those. That's too easy for any batsman. It's just well short. He's able to lean back into it and just get so much onto that one. Aryan's got to go full. He's got to get it back to that fuller length delivery. He bowled well, now needing to change too much up there. As Aryan comes in for this one, as the wind is blowing, Justgren sends this one over the top of covers. And it's going to be a 4. And Aryan, he's struggling with his lengths now. He doesn't know what to do. Justgren's starting to get into form here. He's starting to find some rhythm. Again, this is a big wicket. This is a big partnership for both sides. I think if you're Aryan, you got to reassess yourself now. How does Aryan respond? The ball finding committee's out to go search for that ball. The ball has just been found. And Aryan, he's got to bring his fielders into play. Again, he has someone between cow corner and deep mid wicket. He has someone at long off in the deep. So I think you've got to go and bring it fuller in length. Don't bring those fielders into play. If you're going to bowl that length, you got to change up your field. I'd bring in a cover and I'd bring in a mid wicket. But if you're going to have these fielders, bowl to that field. Bowl full on the offside. Here comes Aryan. And that's the ball. That is a much better ball there from Aryan. I still like to see a little bit further on the offside, but that's what you want. You bring Justgren on the front foot, and there's a slip there. Use him, right? Bring him into play. And that's just smart batting from Justgren as well. He hit 2 boundaries, knew he didn't need to do anything crazy, just played a nice simple shot, just defended it. As Aryan comes in for this delivery, that one on the legs, worked to in between mid-wicket and mid-on for a quick single. Big throw coming in. Good backup, and I think Adda is a little bit frustrated that he was run out by Justgren. You see, anytime he's throwing to Justgren's end, he is firing that one. But now Chandu is in. Can Chandu play Aryan? He had a little bit of struggling. Can Aryan fix this one? You see, long off, pushed back inside the circle. Long on, pushed out. He's been a little bit wider as well. So again, if you're going to bowl this, if you're going to have this field, you got to bowl full, you got to bowl outside the off stump. You bowl short, and it's just slapped to long on. Should be a quick single. Throw fired again. And Adda is just firing these. And that is the end of the third over. The SAMPARMY are 23 without loss at the end of 3. And I believe Musafat will be back. Musafat had a good over, only giving up 4 in his first. I think that might have been the end of Aryan's opening spell. I think, at least for the time being, I think they're going to try to bring in maybe a Bayush or a different type of bowler. And it looks like Musafat is going to be back. And Adda will stay at long on. There's also a deep mid wicket. So again, there's still a couple of overs left. There's still 3 overs left in the power play. It's 3 overs that Chandu and Justgren are going to have to take advantage of. Vicky, he's assessing the field. He's assessing what the batsmen are doing. And the batting conditions are much better here in the second innings. The grass is less wet. The pitch is less wet, so not as much skid. The ball coming onto the bat a little bit easier. Not as cold either, so the ball's not swinging as much. As this ball comes in from Musafat, it's full on the legs of Chandu, and that's really well bowled. I just said not much swing. Well, this one swung in quite a bit. Really, really well bowled there by Musafat. And they're going full and attacking the legs, and Musafat is exchanging some words with Justgren there. That ball swung a long ways from Musafat. I just stated not as cold, so not as much swing on offer. Well, Mustafa just showed me that he can swing it no matter what the conditions are. Doesn't need English conditions. As this delivery coming in from Mustafa into Chandu again. That one, he's pushed it from all the way to 5th stump. He's taking this and Adi in the deep. Just going to be a single. And again, Chandu, it seems like he's favoring one side, targeting one side. So anything that's good length, he's just trying to slap it over onto that cow corner long on region. Now it's Jaskran. He's going to be on strike here. And it's going to be interesting how he decides to play Mustafa. He hasn't played Mustafa yet. How does Mustafa decide to attack Jaskran? It seems like there is a deep, yes, there is a deep extra cover fielder. So I would assume a good length or maybe full of good length and just try to get him to play into that gap, open it up. The third man has gone onto the circle. So again, try to bring it in, try to get him to have a couple big shots. Jaskran coming into Mustafa. This one swinging in a long ways. And that's gonna, I think Mustafa costs a single there. I think he could easily put his hand down and go out there and field it. But smart, proactive batting there from Jaskran and Chandu, seeing the opportunity and taking the opportunity to take a single. Again, it seems like the SAMPARMY were just dealing in boundaries and dot balls, especially to Mustafa. And now they're dealings in 1s and 2s. So you got to continue to deal in 1s and 2s if you're dealing in 1s and 2s. And just deal those and let the boundaries come when they may. So here we go. This delivery in from Mustafa into Chandu. And this one outside the off stump and just past that long on fielder. And that one is played for 4. And that was one shot that you saw Mustafa play towards the offside. He played it well, got down. He's a big, tall man with long arms, able to stretch out his hands and get to that one. And ends up being a 4, just to the left of the mid-off fielder. Mustafa, he's got to reassess now. Again, Chandu just showed a different element to his game. He played a different type of shot there. Something we hadn't seen much of. And you saw him try to heave everything to the leg side. This one he played with the ball and played to the merit of it and played it to the offside. So now that reassess what the Tornadoes are doing. Does that change what they want to do? That's Mustafa runs in for this one. How does he go after this one? This one swung a long ways and finds the inside edge of the bat. Is it going to run away for 4? No, and Chandu, he's sent back halfway down the track. He's stranded. He ends up making it back for just a single, probably 2 there, but just sends him back. And Mustafa is getting some good swing. I think he's got to use it to his advantage, and I think he's got to go into Chandu, who got a ball close to his body, because anytime he's done that, he's invoking edges, getting the legs of the batsman. So I think that Mustafa, when he's bowling to Chandu, continue to jam him up, because it seems like when you go all the way full on his legs, you're doing a really good justice to yourself, and you're bowling really well, creating problems for Chandu. Now for Jaskran, what is the play? Deep extra cover still there. Deep mid-wicket still there. And deep extra cover being moved more. He's being moved straighter now. As a cover fielder being moved more around. So it seems like he's going to go full on the off stump. Or maybe full right outside the off stump and try to get him to... Oh no, he was short on the leg side. And Jaskran, that's too easy for him. Bad ball there from Mustafa. And Jaskran just sends that one over backward square leg for 4. And this is a flying start to SAMPARMY's innings. And they seem to be all well on their way to getting this job done. At the end of 4, the SAMPARMY 34 without loss. new bowler is Sai Krishna, and he's going to be bowling into Chandu. He misses his run up to start off with, and the Tornadoes now are just trying to find something. They're just trying to find a spark, and Sai has usually given them that spark. He's a wicket-taking bowler. He has the long on, a wide long on, and a deep mid-wicket. As he comes in for this one, and it's gone short on the offside. Chandu just looking to take that one over the top of third man. It's a dangerous ball to bowl to Chandu because he is so tall. He can get over the top of anything, and if it gets higher than him, it's usually going to be signaled a no ball. But Sai bowls it nonetheless, and it ends up being a dot ball, so not a bad start there to the over. Again, a wicket I think is huge for the Tornadoes. They need that one. This one is taken over mid-wicket, and it's taken away for 4 between mid-wicket and cow corner. Again, it was back of a length. He was able just to stay on the back foot and just heave it over there. It's what Chandu does really, really well, and he does it tremendously well. Like I said, it's what he loves to do, and he just does it so well. It's so hard to bowl to him, especially when he's on. So in comes Sai now, again into Chandu. How does he respond after being hit for 4? I think he got to go fuller. He does go fuller, and it's just sent back, and the mid-off fielder working his way around to mid-on, and they get a quick single. Now it's going to be Jaskaran on strike. Now what do you bowl? What do you bowl to Jaskaran? He's starting to find a rhythm. He found a rhythm, and he's starting to like it. Again, he doesn't have to do much because Chandu, he's hitting the boundaries. He's keeping the scoreboard ticking. Jaskaran can just ease into his innings, and I think that's what Jaskaran wants in a partner. It seems like that's been the flow that's working for him. Again, 400-plus runs scored between the two of them in this tournament so far. There is a deep cover for Jaskaran, so they're going to have to bowl full, and that's a ball. It's worked straight to point, and they get a quick single in the end. Just smart batting there from Jaskaran. Knows that Chandu is the guy who is playing well. Doesn't need to take up too much strike. I'm going to just play soft hands, get my quick single. And again, you got to go full outside the off stump for Chandu. I think, again, I would live with anything he hits towards the offside. I just don't want to give it to him where he likes it. Let him play on the offside. Here we go. This ball is full outside the off stump and signaled wide by the umpire. So he's going to have to re-bowl that one. But again, that's a much better delivery than the one that was hit for 4. Keep it around that area. Let Chandu have to step across and make his own shot. I live with anything he plays to the offside. I think that's again, a really good delivery there from Sai. So Sai coming into Chandu. Again, keep it outside the off stump and full. This one is full, finds the inside edge again. And the Tornadoes, they've got to be disappointed again. And good stuff from the keeper. And it ends up being 2 runs there, and Chandu will retain strike. Good stuff there, running between the wickets by the SAMPARMY. But for the Tornadoes, another good ball. I mean, it's not, you can't be disappointed with that delivery. He found the inside edge, just wasn't able to find stumps. And it's just, I think, got to be a little bit frustrating for the Tornadoes. They feel like, yes, we have him, but they just can't. It's just not finding the stumps. They're getting some edges off of him, but they just can't find the stumps. Jaskaran has a word with Chandu. I don't think there's much to talk about either. I think Chandu, he's got the shot that he wants, and he's trying to play that shot. And I think Jaskaran's saying, look, he played to the merit of the ball. But again, Chandu's game, he's the hitter of the group, so he's here for that reason. Asai coming in for this delivery. And this one is full again. It's hit straight back, and I think it's going to run away for 4. Not much you could do about that if you're the fielder who is that long on. Chandu, big hit. And again, another great shot. And that ends the 5th over with the 4. And Chandu, he's feeling himself right now. The SAMPARMY 47 without loss after 5, going well over 8 and over, going well over 9 and over rather. They are really putting the pedal to the metal, and Chandu is that reason. Jaskaran will be on strike for the next over, and it's going to be curious how the Tornadoes break this partnership. Again, this is the first qualifier, so the loser will have to play the second match here, but you know neither team wants to end up losing, have to play the second match. They'd rather just win it, end up at home, celebrate this Diwali with their family. But let's see what happens. Again, Jaskaran is on strike. Do they go in a different direction? And they do go in a different direction. They go to Akash Joshi. And for Jaskran, there's no deep cover now. There is a long on for Jaskran. Yes, there is a long on. So expect him to bowl on his legs. I think they're going to bowl on his legs, You see mid-wicket as well is there. Nope, never mind. They have brought a deep extra cover out there, and long on has moved into mid-on. So, again, expect a full on the offside and letting him play into the V, letting him play straight through, then we'll work it into the covers. Again, Jaskran, he's very, very smart, and he's just going to try, I think, if he gets anything off of length, he's just going to play with the soft hands and get a single, let Chandu come back on strike, because they know he's feeling it right now. As this delivery is, again, length, and work to square leg, and they get a quick single in the end. So now, Chandu back on strike. This is the prize wicket now for the Tornadoes. This is the one they want. If they could choose one, it's weird to say that they would rather have Chandu's wicket right now than Jaskran's. Jaskran's playing really, really well, but they know if Chandu gets out, that puts the pressure on the new batsman to support Jaskran with the big hitting. And they just need a wicket here. They will take a wicket any way they can get it. They need to come back into this match and get themselves a wicket. The Samp Army again, they're going over 9 and over. They're going well over 9 and over. It's just not a great way for the Tornadoes to start. For the Samp Army, it's a terrific start. You couldn't ask for a better start than this. No wickets down. This is 1 over left in the power play. You're going over 9 and over. It's really, really good stuff as this ball is absolutely full. It's up in the air. It should be taken, and it is. Is it a signal or no ball? No, no ball signaled by the umpire. And what did we tell you? They wanted this wicket. They kept him mid-on up. They kept him in for that reason. They bowled full, slow, outside the off stump. Chandu trying to again heave that one through cow corner. Just slices it up in the air and safe hands. And that is the end of Chandu. He played a great innings to start us off. Put this thing together, 29 off of 22. And a great catch there by the fielder at mid-on. Beautiful, beautiful stuff there. And now we'll see who the Samp Army send in. Samp Army 49 for the loss of 1 wicket. New batsman for the Samp Army is Neil. He's another really good batsman. He can hit big as well. But Jaskran is on strike. They've opened up the covers. There is a deep extra cover for him. So again, bowling straight outside the off stump. And he does exactly that and worked into the covers and a quick single taken by the Samp Army. And now Neil will play his first delivery from Akash. Now, what's the plan into Neo? Now, this is where the Tornadoes, they can't relax. They need to keep the pressure on. They just took the big wicket of Chandu. They can't get lazy with it. They can't get complacent, right? You know the Samp Army, they are still in a great spot. 50 runs in the first 6 overs with a couple balls to go in the 6th over. They've closed up the offside for Neil. There's a long on and a deep mid-wicket. There's a short cover as well for Neil. So what is the plan from Akash? Akash goes, he bowls back of a length, and it's just worked to the man at third man for a dot ball. So it seems the plan might be to hit the deck a little harder, or is that just a little bit of a warm-up delivery just to throw him off? Let's see if they continue to do that as this delivery comes in. And this one fuller in length, and he's just worked to the man at point. Another dot. The fielder there was Aryan Shah. Akash, he's bowled well. They brought him in to be the wicket-changing guy, and they've done it. He did it, and he's putting some pressure on right now. Short cover's backing off a little bit. And third man has been brought much straighter. So again, I expect a much straighter delivery. This one short. Oh, finds another inside edge. That might be the third or fourth inside edge we've seen today for the Tornadoes. Just misses stumps. It's going to be a single taken off the last ball. So that is the end of the power play. And the Samp Army 50 for 1, and the big wicket of Chandu falling. So now Jessica and Neil in the middle. Neil will retain strike. Who do the Tornadoes bring into bowl to Neil? And it looks like it's going to be Aditya Gupta into bowl. He is a wicket change. He's a wicket taking bowler. He's bowling into Neil. And we'll see what he's able to do. Let's see what the plan is. They're going to try to put some spin, 2 spinners going at it right now. They've opened up the covers. And again, the power play is up. So there's a long on, a long off, a deep mid wicket, and a deep extra cover. So they're opening it up and daring Neil to play through those areas and try to get an edge somewhere. Again, Adi, he's a wicket-taking bowler. He's got good variations. He can bowl every ball on the book. And again, 65,000 for this man, and there's a reason. There's a big, big reason. Wasn't able to show it with the bat, and he's hoping to get some revenge with the ball. So Adi taking out the man at mid-wicket, moving him to slip, moving the man at square leg in between mid-wicket and square leg. As this one is short, and Neil takes advantage. Well too short there from Adi, and Neil got on the back foot quickly. It was on the leg side, and Neil said, you know what? I know where this one's going. This one's going to the house. Hey, White House, take another white ball. Another big 6 there for the Samp Army. And Adi, he's got to go fuller. And Neil will take those all day long. He'll hope for a couple more of those. Get a couple more freebies. That's a freebie to start Neil off. There was good pressure on him. I think the pressure's off from Neil. I think he's now into his flow of things. And they've taken back deep mid-wicket. Square leg has now gone to the deep. So again, in for that pulled shot, but again, that's just a bad ball there. You can't really place a fielder there. I think they're saying if he takes it outside the off stump. He's got to go much fuller there, and he does go fuller. It's up in the air, could be taken, and it is taken by the man at deep cover. A great catch by Aryan Shah. It was a great catch taken out deep by Aryan Shah. Second wicket has fallen for the Samp Army. Neil was adamant for the umpire to go check if he had stepped out of the field of play. He stepped on the boundary, but he was well inside was Aryan Shah, and a great, great catch there by Aryan. Great catch and a great call too. There was 2 fielders running to it. Aryan said it's mine, very adamant about it as well. And he again took a splendid, splendid catch, reverse cup, and Neil has to depart after hitting the 6, and Adi gets his first wicket and gets his book rolling. So now let's see who the Samp Army send in next. They got plenty of batsmen. I would expect maybe a Sarnam to get the spin coming into him for him to play it away. Doesn't look like it's going to be a Sarnam. Again, I think it's going to be Samir Lodi, but I think you could bring in a left-hander and let the spin go away into him and let him take advantage of the short side of the ground. Maybe that's just a bad thought process, but that's not the thought process the Samp Army had.
So Adi coming into Jaskran, flights it up, and it's just played through cover for a quick single. So now Samir will be on strike. And they're changing up the field for Samir. And they're putting in a cow corner, and they're taking out square leg and putting him into mid wicket. And it seems like Adi's starting to find a rhythm with where he wants these deliveries. And this delivery quicker and just past slip. It would have been a great save by the fielder at slip, the captain Vicky, and that one's going to be just taken for 2 runs there. Good running by Samir and Jaskran. Again, Adi bowling that one, the quicker one. Adi used to be a pace bowler, interesting tidbit, and converted to leg spin just a few years ago. 3-4 years ago he converted to leg spin, and it's proved to be a very good decision from him. He's starting to bowl these really, really well. This one flighted up a little bit more and could be taken. Oh, just falls short of the fielder at cover point. It's going to be a dot ball. Really, really good over here from Adi. Just giving up the 1-6, giving up 8 runs in the over, but took 2 wickets in it. Took 1 wicket rather, the big wicket of Neil. This delivery flighted up again. Oh, and just past the outside edge of the bat, and that's going to end the 7th over. And the SAMPARMY 59 for the loss of 2. Adi taking the big wicket of Neil in the over. And the Tornadoes are putting off a good fight back. They've taken the punches in the first round, but here in the second round, they're starting to deliver some blows of their own. So Akash coming back into bowl. And he'll be bowling into Jaskran. And he took the big wicket of Chandu. That is a huge wicket. And here we go. Akash bowling into Jaskran now. This one on the leg side, and that's going to be well wide. That's just a bad ball there from Akash, but he understands that, and he's just going to loosen it up and come back to it. So a run to start off the over for the SAMPARMY. The runs have stopped flowing a little bit as they were earlier when Chandu was batting again. Akash dismissing him. And then Adi getting the big wicket of Neil. So some pressure on the SAMPARMY. Now this one quicker, and Jaskran sends Samir back. This one played straight to the man at cover point. And in Jaskran, he is a very talented batsman. You know he wants to have a big innings here, have a winning innings, have a captain's knock, as he's going to face this next delivery from Akash. This one again, back of a length and played straight to the man at point, and sent back was Samir. Samir very, very eager to get there. Understands how much Jaskran likes to continue to move around and continue to run. Again, Jaskran, one of the most talented batsmen in the area, USA cricketer, as this one is bowled again short and again straight to the point fielder, the captain Vicky. He's getting a lot of balls straight to him. And expect one for Jaskran where he's going to make a little bit of room, or he's going to try to push one over the top if Akash continues to bowl there. I think he might even step all the way across and try to pull it. Let's see what Jaskran does. And this one fuller in length and just defended right back to Akash. And that's a great change up there from Akash. I think it was a little bit predictable when he bowled a couple ones, and then I was here saying he might try to make some room, and then this one fuller in length. As this one again straight to backward, straight to point, and another dot ball. Lots of dots coming off in this over. Let's see what happens here. Justgren, can he get a run off this last ball? This one is worked to covers and another dot ball. And that is a maiden over there for Akash. And the pressure is back on the SAMPARMY again. The Tornadoes were taking blows in the first round, but here in the second, they're delivering them. Couple of jabs, couple of knockout punches. Again, some right hooks in there as well. So they're going to bring back Adda. Looks like they are going to bring back Adda. Samir had a little bit of a problem playing him in the 2 deliveries he did play of him. Adda, again, very talented. Seems like there's a little bit of a huddle going on. Just talking about what they want to do. And it looks like it's going to be Aryan. They're going to go the direction of Aryan's shot. They know he needs to bowl 4 overs. And I think while the pressure's on, they want him to come into bowl. A little bit surprised they don't continue Adda, though. He had bowled a really good first over, just giving up the 1 boundary. But let's see how they want Aryan. I think they like Aryan with the newer ball, get some drift on it, let him bowl the variations with the drift. So the sun is out, and it looks like it's not going to be Aryan anymore. Looks like it's going to end up being a new bowler, and the new bowler is comes in, and Samir plays it to short cover for a dot ball. Bowler is Ravi Teja. It comes in for this delivery and is played and well fielded there by Ravi Teja, not allowing a quick single to be taken. And they're trying just some different options, trying some skitty options in there, just trying to get some different flavors into Samir. And this one is played with soft hands and played it for a quick single. So now into Justgren is going to be Ravi Teja. How does Justgren happen to play Ravi? He just played a maiden over. Again, he's got to be the one not to lead his side through. I think he realizes that. And he's got to look to be a little bit more aggressive here after the end of the power play. Just look to push singles at least. Not have another couple of dot balls. And this one, just past the outstretched hand of Ravi, and they end up taking a single. So just as we said, just continuing to keep the singles ticking. And wow, Adda with a strong throw coming in from long on. And he is very, very angry at Justgren. Justgren ran Adda out in the first inning. As you can see, he just wants one of his own. Keeper was lucky for the Tornadoes. Keeper was there for some backup, otherwise that one might have run away for 4. As Ravi comes in for this one, and Samir looking to play a big shot over extra cover, passes everything, just catches some air. And again, the pressure being put on to the SAMPARMY now. They're struggling for runs. They had a great start out to their innings, and it's allowing them some cushion. But the Tornadoes, they're starting to clap back. Ravi coming in for this one. This one worked a point and sent back by Justgren. Ravi's bowling really, really well. This is the 9th over, 62 runs on the board. So again, plenty of runs for what you want to do. At the end of 9, 62 on the board for 2 wickets down. The wickets of Neil and Chandu, so 2 big wickets. And are they going to go Aryan? Are they going to go Adda? Are they going a different direction altogether? It's going to be interesting to see what they go and bowl here at the end. They go a different direction altogether. They go into the direction of Akash Joshi. Will be his 3rd over. Again, took the big wicket of Chandu, who's been very economical, bowled a maiden over in the previous. The batsman on strike is Justgren. Justgren has played 19 deliveries for 21 runs, so he's going to want to continue to keep the scoreboard ticking, not allow the pressure to build. Again, you don't need too many boundaries, just keep running the 1s and 2s. And this one, that's exactly what they do. Ran the 1 or 2, played with soft hands. So smart batting there from Justgren. Now can Samir do the same thing? Can he continue that same plan? comes Akash into Samir. We'll see what he does. He puts third man and puts some more. He puts him straighter as the sun comes out for this delivery. And Samir looking to heave that one over mid-wicket. And you can see the pressure starting to build upon the Samp Army. He came a step down the track looking to heave that one all the way over to the barn. Not able to connect, just finding some air. Again, pressure on. Akash, he's been very economical. And that one fuller in length, looking to push that one well over extra cover. Another dot ball for the Samp Army. And this is what they can't have. Samir, he's looking to be very aggressive. I think if you're just run, you got to tell him, look, just tap it, go and run, tap and run, hit and run, tap and run, tap and run, tap and run, because we can continue to keep it ticking. We have plenty of runs on the board here. We're still over 6 runs and over, even if we don't score on this over. So we can just continue to keep the 1s and 2s ticking. We're still in a good spot. As this one is down the leg side, and that one is finally connected from Samir. It was slower. Down the leg side card coming into play. Didn't come into play. And it's going to end up being a 6. And a big, much-needed 6 from the Samp Army. They finally got something to get the runs ticking. Moves to 69 now here in the 10th over, rather. And again, Akash, he's just got to continue bowling outside the off stump. That one just straight away. And again, Samir finally gets something on the board, so he's got to feel a little bit more better about himself. Got to feel a little bit more confident after that. This ball is delivered, and he tries to play the same shot, a little bit shorter that time. Didn't come all the way through, skids by, some dot ball. And you can see Samir, he's starting to show some aggression, trying to be aggressive and heave everything over to that mid-wicket region. As Akash comes in for this next delivery, and it's fuller in length, it's worked through covers, and it's just going to be a dot ball. So it's going to end 10 overs there for the Samp Army. They are 69 for the loss of 2, going at a rate of 6.9 and over. So they're still in a good spot. At the end of 10, the Tornadoes were at 84. So just a little bit of a comparison on your way. And that is the end of the first 10 overs. Incoming the second delivery from Ravi, and it's right back to the keeper. Excuse me for not being here for the first. It was a single played out to long on, and Adda with a pump fake out there at long on. Scared Jessica just a tad bit as this third delivery comes in, and again full and past. It hits the outside edge, and no fielder there. It's going to run away for 4 in a much needed. Oh no, not going to run away for 4. Thicker outfield, still even with the sun. Thick outfield, not running away. So it's just going to be 2 in the end. And Ravi, he's bowled well. He's bowling just, he's kind of just that guy who's just trying to keep it on the stumps, trying to make them create their own shot, trying to create some pressure, and he's doing just that. He's not giving up much. So not much wrong done there by Ravi. He's bowling really well. For Jaskran, it's going to be about continuing the 1s and 2s, and for Samir, it's going to be continuing the 1s and 2s. You can't get a string of dot balls like you had. So here comes Ravi. Just, again, he's just gave up 2. I think he's going to be told just to be a little bit more on the off stump. Don't give him any width to deal with, and he does exactly that. And, oh, well stopped there. A diving effort, diving out to his left. And you can see he wants to win this one just as much as anybody. He wants to be in the finals without having to go through another team. Really, really great effort there from Ravi. You love to see it. This one again on the stumps, and it's worked through a square leg, and it should just be a single, and it is going to be a single. So now Justgren will be on strike here. And again, by 12 overs, the Tornadoes were at 100 runs. They had 100 runs on the board, so I think, you know, you would, if for the Stamp Army in the next over and a half, you'd want 30-odd runs. As this one is shorter, it's worked through covers for a quick single. Again, for the Stamp Army, they would want to be at 100 by 12 overs. At the end of 11, they're 74 for 2 though, and again, they're still on pace for this. They are less than pace, rather. They are not quite where they need to be at the stages of the match. Again, the total is 170. Ideally, you want to pick things up in the next couple overs. Again, Justgren, I think you have to look at him to be the guy to be a little bit more aggressive. He's played 20-odd deliveries. He's got to start being a little bit more aggressive and start trying to take things on. He's a very class batsman, very talented batsman, where he can take on any bowler if he chooses to. I think he's got to start getting into that mindset of, okay, now it's my time. We're 9 overs left. I have to start going. Aryan Shah's come into bowl now. But again, this is the time for Justgren to start getting things to go. He's got to start hitting things up and getting things to start to move. Again, if you got to get the ones and twos and all that, but he's going to be the one that needs to start accelerating. He's the captain. He needs the captain's knock right now. He can't rely on everyone else to go out there and hit the big boundaries. He's playing to the merit of the ball. But again, he can take this game and turn it on its head as this ball is delivered. And you can see the aggression comes out, gets on the back foot, plays it to mid-wicket for just a quick single. So you can see the good intent there from Justgren. He got on the back foot and played it through there. Didn't do anything that took too much risk. He just played it to the merit, but again, the intent was there. You can see some aggressiveness coming out, and that's what you want to see. Now Samir on strike. He's someone who's trying to heave everything over mid-wicket. I think if you're Aryan, you have to realize I'm pushing this one way outside the off stump, and that one isn't pushed way outside the off stump. It's found the top of the bat. I think it's going to run away for 6, and it is 6. And Aryan again, he just was on middle and off, and Samir came down the track and was able to connect on it, just sliced that in the wind, blowing in his direction. So again, Aryan, I think, again, he's got to come back to it and say, look, he wants it there. I got to go full outside the off stump. That's where I need to be at this point. I think that's got to be the decision. I think for the Tornadoes, I think you just continue the Pacers, you continued Ravi. I think that's the right move. Just continue those guys. Aryan can bowl, but again, he's got to bowl much fuller and much more on the offside. So here comes Aryan, and for his next delivery after being hit for 6, how does he respond? And made a lot of room for himself. Did Samir, fielder there. There's going to be a couple bounces to him. This is going to end up being a single. Thought about 2, just going to be 1. And now Justgren's on strike. So again, Justgren's got to be the one to start to keep the scoreboard ticking and push the gas pedal. Start the gas pedal going. 9 overs left, right? This is the 12th over. At this point, they were at 100 runs. You are still making your way to the 80s. You're just in the 80s right now. You need to continue to keep the scoreboard ticking and get it to move a little bit quicker than it is. You know, after the wickets of Chandu and Neil, the run rate just kind of stopped moving as this ball is bowled and just worked to third man for a quick single. Smart batting there from Justgren. Another single to come through. 83 now on the board. And again, at the end of 12, the Tornadoes had 100 runs on the board. Ended up at 170. Right, the last 8 overs they scored at 169. At the last 8 overs they scored 69 runs. As Aryan comes in for this ball to Samir, and it's in a slot again, and that's going to be 6. Another one in the slot by Aryan. He bowled fuller that time, but again on middle and leg. And Aryan, you got to go well outside the off stump there. It's just too easy for Samir to pick it there. He's telling you, this is where I'm going to hit you. He's batting the same kind of way Chandu was, and Chandu was taking advantage of Aryan, and now so is Samir. I think this is the over that could take it over. Now you're into 89 with 1 ball left, so you can get up there into the 90s. That'd be a great place to be. Again, 100 for the Tornadoes at the end of 12. You'd be at the 90s at the end of 12. That's a perfect kind of score trend, and we can pull that up in a little bit after the over as Aryan, again, full and outside the off stump. Let him take you over the top that way. And this one back of a length, outside the off stump. So much better delivery there from Aryan. So ends in a dot ball, 89 for 2 at the end of 12. Their current run rate is 7.42, and then the required run rate is 10 point something, just over 10. And they need 81 from the next 48. And it looks like Adda will be back into bowl. And you see the score trend. They're keeping up, right? They've picked the pace back up a little bit. They're right there. But the key thing is you see the dots. They haven't lost a wicket in quite some time. They regrouped and they rebuilt this innings, and they're right back on that score trend. And because of the start they got off to, they were able to keep themselves in contention. So it's going to be very interesting. Again, they're right there in this mix. Adda is the new bowler. He's coming back in the bowl. He's going to be bowling to Jaskaran. So for Jaskaran, you can bowl your conventional googlies and other things. You can try different things. 81 needed from 48. So again, singles don't hurt you. Let them take singles. I think Jaskaran, you have to realize singles, they help you, but they don't help you as much as if you can really pick them apart now. I think it's time for Jaskaran to start taking this game and taking it by his own grasp. Adda comes in for this ball, and Jaskaran just plays it through covers. He's pushing for 2. They're looking for 2, and they get 2. Good running. This is what we're talking about. You don't need the big sixes, maybe, but run with more intent. Great job there by Jaskaran, pushing Samir for 2. Again, it's still well under 12 runs required and over. So if you can get 3, 4 twos and over, you're in a good spot, and then round it out with singles. So again, boundaries still aren't what's needed. And another single on the board there. That one just played too long off. So Adda gave him a nice little full toss outside the off stump. So now it's Samir. Now it's going to be interesting. How does Adda attack Samir? Again, you don't want to put it into his arc. I think you want to go fuller and well outside the off stump. I think that's what you have to do if you're Adda. Full outside the off stump. Or you go back of a length well outside the off stump. And that one full outside the off stump, chipped up into the air. Did he connect all the way? Yes, that's a straight, huge 6 over the commentary box. And that's big. Adda went full. It was all right on the off stump. Samir, he's a big, tall man and was able to do a big, tall man kind of things with his reach. And Adda, you might want to push it more outside the off stump or pull the length back, and you can keep it in that same line. I think pulling the length back might be your best bet because of the way he's playing. He goes even fuller, play through extra cover. Play through cover, and it's well stopped by the fielder in the deep. And it's just going to be a single. Great job by the fielder in the deep. He played it through cover, played an inside-out shot. I thought it might have just gone past him. He did well to get his foot around and stop that one from going anywhere. Just going to be 1. A big single there. A big stop there by the fielder out there. And now they're coming into Jaskaran. Where does he bowl to him? He bowls a little bit quicker, and it's worked to down the third man. They're pushing 2, could take it, and they just take 1. And 100 up for the SAMPARMY here in this 13th over. So again, not far behind the rate that the Tornadoes were going because they got stuck. They lost a couple wickets after this, and they were stuck at 100 for quite some time. So this is a great place to be at for the SAMPARMY. And this one lofted up even more, and it's found the bottom edge of the bat and might run away for 4. They should at least run 2. Oh no, they just take 1. And it's given by, so no part of the bat, just the keeper not able to collect that one. And that's going to end the 13th over. The SAMPARMY 101 for the loss of 2 after 13. 7 overs to go, 69 runs acquired in 7 overs. It's going to be a lot of fun. So now Ravi Teja coming back into bowl. This is going to be his 3rd over. He's bowling into Samir. He's bowled to Samir well, and he's continue with the same line and same length. Let's see what he does. And again, this one played through covers, and they do take a single. So now it's going to be Jaskaran. Ravi's not giving up much room for the batsman to work. Oh, it's not giving about 2. No, they don't think about 2. But again, Ravi hasn't given the batsman much room to work with. And for Jaskran, again, you got to continue to push the 2s for both batsmen. You got to continue to push the 2s. Boundaries will come and go, but the 2s are what you need at this point. As Ravi comes in for this one and just worked 2-point and sent back was Samir. Another dot ball. Again, I think I don't think you'll see much of Aryan Shah or Adi back. I think Adi might be the one you bring back. I think Aryan is Samir's liking of the pick. And Jaskran sends this one straight back. Could be 4, but no, well stopped by Aryan in the deep. Pushing 2, and they get 2 quite easily in the end. So saving 2 runs there was Aryan Shah. But they get 2 in the end. So great stuff there for the Samp Army. Again, this is the part of the game where the Samp Army took it by their hands with the ball, taking a couple quick wickets, pushing the Tornadoes back, as this one is slower and it's on his toes and it's going to end up in a single there. But again, this is when the Samp Army started to deliver blows to the Tornadoes. They were taking them, and then they were started to deliver them, and then they continued to deliver them in the power play. And now the Tornadoes starting to deliver the blows back, but now the Samp Army is starting to jab at the Tornadoes now. This one is taken over extra cover, could be a catch, and it is caught at cover. And he hit it straight to the man at cover. Really, really well done. And that is the end of Samir. Tried to go inside out once again. This one in the air, much longer than he thought it would be, and a great catch taken in the deep. And this is what we were talking about. The Tornadoes, they lost wickets at this point in the game, and now the Samp Army, they lose a wicket. Samir Lodhi, who's starting to feel himself, 33 off of 26, he's gone. Caught by Akash Joshi at deep cover. And now let's see who they bring in. It's going to be an interesting decision here. Again, you need someone who's going to continue to run around with Jaskran, but you're going to need someone to go out there and also who can accelerate and hit. And Nilesh is into bat now for the Samp Army. Again, the big wicket of Samir Lodhi falling, just a ball ago. Great catch taken by Akash Joshi. He's bowled well and now takes a brilliant catch at cover. And the field for Nilesh, they go long on, long off, cow corner, and deep cover as well. So it's going to be an interesting ploy here. Again, Ravi, he's bowled really, really well. As this one fuller in length and just worked to mid-wicket, and they're pushing for 2, and they just get 1 in the end. And that is going to end the 14th over, and the Samp Army 106 for the loss of 3. They need 63 in the next 6 overs. Akash Joshi coming into bowl here, and he's going to be bowling into Jaskran. And this one is worked through mid-wicket, and they're going to run 1. Yes, they do run in the end, and that one actually was bowled to Nilesh, on the rather. And Justgrun was iffy on running that one. They run it in the end and get a single nonetheless. And here we go, Akash into Justgrun this time. This one's fuller and it's sent straight back to the commentary's box. And it comes in and it's going to end up being 4. And Justgrun taking his anger out on the commentators. One bounce to us. Luckily, none of the equipment was hit. We are looking at the Wi-Fi cable, so we're hoping that that doesn't go anywhere, because without that, we can't stream it. But again, Justgrun seems just a little bit frustrated and was trying to take it out on us. Tired of me saying he needs to accelerate, showed me that he can accelerate any prime that he wanted to. Is this one, Justgrun tried to send this one and heave it over square leg. They should push for 2, they look for 2, and they get 2 in the end quite easily. So a good job there by the Stamp Army, getting a 4 and then getting 2. And we'll see how they continue to do so. Again, Justgrun is starting to pick things up here. He has scored 39 off of 32 deliveries, and you know he wants to continue to keep it going. He's going to be on strike here. And Akash, he's bowled well. He's bowled pretty economically, but Justgrun, he's starting to find a rhythm, and I think he knows he needs to take his team over the line. As this delivery comes in, and as this play to covers, and they get a quick single out of it. Play to extra cover by Justgrun. Smart batting. And now Nilesh will be facing Akash once again. So this delivery, Nilesh looking to play that one and heave it over mid-wicket. It stayed low, ends up in a dot ball. And just a spot on the pitch is staying low. There's been a couple of them, and another one stayed low. And Akash with his hands on his head still confused on how that one ended up missing. And Vicky just having a word with Akash, just saying, look, this is what you need to do right now. And they've moved long off straighter. Long on is still conventional. And there is a deep extra cover. So it seems like they're going to make him go inside out and just go on right on off stump. And he does go right on off stump, and he's taken off stump. He went a little bit quicker that time, and that one tried to be heaved again over mid-wicket. And Nilesh is gone. And it seems like the Stamp Army batsmen, they're getting out, trying to heave it over everything over mid-wicket. But Nilesh, he goes for just 2 runs, 56 from 30 now. That was the end of the 15th over. 5 overs, 56 to go. It's still anyone's game, but the Tornadoes, they're taking their blows, and they've given them right back. It's going to be a fun finish here, blow for blow, and we'll see who the Stamp Army send in next to bat alongside Justgrun. New batsman is Bhavin. So he's going to come into that alongside Justgrun. Again, Justgrun's going to be the guy that has to see his side over the line. They are 4 wickets down here, 5 overs to go, 56 runs needed. It's going to be an interesting run chase. It's going to be an interesting end to this run chase. And Sai's going to come back in the bowl. So again, you got to keep it full. I think you've you've had success going full and going right on that off stump. Continue to do so. Don't fix it if it ain't broke, right? The saying goes, don't fix it if it ain't broke, and that's exactly what you have to do. Don't try to do anything too special. You don't need to take wickets. They need to start scoring some boundaries, so let them try to make their own shots. Let him go inside out. Let him try to heave it somewhere. Just keep it on the stumps, keep it on off stump, keep it full, and don't do anything that's going to cost you runs. Don't try to be any experiments, because you don't need to at this point. Asai runs in for this one into Jaskran, and that one on the leg side. Cars are in play. It's going to end up being 4. And again, straying down the leg side. Don't need to reinvent the wheel here. Keep it full. Keep it on the off stump. And you're finding success. Now Jaskran, again, he's in touch. It's not like he's not in touch. He is in touch. He's batting well. Anything that was loose, he's been putting it away as long off is being pushed more around to a very straight long off. So he's extremely straight. So again, off stump, ball on the off stump, ball on the off stump. Let him play straight back at you. Again, you're finding much success with that one. Ravi, of course, is going to get another over, but you are relying on Sai to have this over work well. This is his second over, and he's one of your key bowlers. Again, a very straight long off, a straight off, if you will. A cow corner and a deep mid-wicket. Sai comes in to Jaskran. And that one is much better. It was a good length. It's worked through covers, and they do pick up a quick single. So now it's going to be Bhavin. He's going to be on strike. What's the plan here? Bhavin on strike. Can he continue to keep the run rate ticking? Can he continue to move it around? It's going to be the key. Sai again, full on the off stump. Keep it there. Let him invent something. Short covers coming in. So we're going to expect maybe a good length because short cover is in. And that one absolutely full. It's straight up into the air. Called forward by third man. Oh, and he's put it down. He's put it down. Third man has put it down, and that's a huge drop. It's a huge drop. What a wicket that would have been. He had called for it early. He was settled underneath it, and it just goes straight through his hands. But again, that's the line. That's the length. Perfect ball there from Sai. Keep it there. You'll get your wicket. Keep it there. Don't reinvent the wheel. Don't go wicket searching for Jaskran now. Just continue to keep the scoreboard ticking. Needs 2s. Goes big. And it's 6. It is 6 over the road. And Jaskran, he's hit 50 now. And he's looking for a captain's knock to see his side over the line. Tried a slower one. It went down the leg side. Pitch there. Jaskran able to get down on a knee and able to deal with that one just as it should have been. Hit away. Jaskran, you see 51 off 36, 4 4s, 2 6s. He's played really, really well. Only 10 dots. He's done really, really well. And again, he's got to be the guy that sees his side over the line. And you can see Vicky having a word with his bowler. Sai is a key bowler for them. He can't, again, he's got to go full off stump. You've seen it. They haven't had much success going to the offside. Even though they're more than capable, they haven't had much success. Full offside, 44 from 26. Jaskran's feeling it. This one's short and it's blasted through covers and the fielder won't get around. That's another 4. It's becoming expensive over here from Sai. And another 4. Jaskran is taking advantage of it. Sai is struggling with his length here. He's trying to do something every ball. Again, that one, he overcorrected. And that's going to be a 4. 40 from 25 now. SAMPARMY is taking this one back. They were getting beat in for a couple rounds now. They're starting to blow back, hitting the jabs. They're starting with the right hooks. And this one is going to be a dot ball. Oh, it's going to be a dot ball. Oh, will it be a single at the end off overthrows? It is a single at the end off overthrows. They had Jaskran on the non-strikers end for the next over, but now they don't. 39 from the next 24. 131 for 4 at the end of 16. And SAMPARMY look to be back in the driver's seat. Don't go anywhere. This is going to be an exciting, exciting finish. He coming in and does a little bit of a pump fake again. That's the second pump fake of the day, again to Jusgrun. So again, 39 needed off 24, and Addi's in, and he's got to make sure he doesn't give any freebies, right? Keep the pressure on, make Jusgrun earn it. If he earns it, he earns it, right? There's nothing you can do. When a batsman of his caliber is in touch, there's nothing you can do. And Addi is sent back this time by Jusgrun. Games within the games. Games within the games. Jusgrun said, okay, I can play that game. What would kill me if he does it the second time in the over? So in comes Addi. Can we get the first ball? And we do. It's flighted up and it's worked through cover, so it's going to be a single. They're pushing two, and run out to the bowler's end is there. And is given by the umpire. And Bhavin has to depart. Bhavin had sent Jusgrun back. He was like, no, no, no. And Jusgrun said, no, it's there. And Bhavin took off running, and Addi very nonchalantly takes off the bail. It's a good throw coming in from cover. And that is the end of Bhavin. He got a drop catch in his favor, but now we're running out 132 for the loss of 5 there. Good throw coming in from Vicky in the deep. Addi made no mistake on it. And who did they send in? They send in Sarnam Patel, the lefty. The young legs, and I like that move a lot. He's someone who can run around with Jusgrun, and he's someone who can also hold his own, change the line. Addi's also bowling. The leg spinner coming into the left-hander. Short side of the ground is in his favor as well. That's a big, big matchup there, and that's a smart setup there as well. SAMPARMY, great job there. So now Jusgrun and Sarnam, they're gonna need to put together a partnership. It's the required rate, 38 off the next 23 deliveries. It felt like we had 3 balls bowled in that over. We just had 1. But now Addi back into Jusgrun. Again, they wanted a wicket off this over. They got the wicket. Not the wicket maybe they wanted, but they got a wicket. Sarnam, the youngster, he's in. He's a youth player. Addi, a youth player. The field, long off, long on, deep mid-wicket, deep backward, square leg. There is a deep cover as well. Everyone else inside the circle. Third man's being moved to a wider position. So expect maybe a quicker one in from Addi. And it's flighted, and his work to covers for just a quick single. So now Sarnam will be on strike. And now this is where it's big. Sarnam, the left-hander. Addi, how does he react to it? Does he go with the googly? And these two, they play each other in practice. They know each other. Does he go googly? Does he go flighted? What is the plan here? It's going to be interesting to see what Addi has in store for the left-hander. There's a long on, a deep mid-wicket, a deep backward square leg. On the offside, a deep cover and a long off. Also on the leg side, a short mid-wicket. On the offside, a point fielder and a short cover fielder. Addi coming through and around. No, he's coming just over. So maybe trying to square Sarnam up here with the googly. A slip fielder in play. He's gone to second slip. More of a gully. So let's see what Addi has in store and decides against it. It goes back. They just won. And Addi comes in this one, flighted up, and it's sent over cover. And it's just going to be a single. Jusgrun back on strike. And this is what the lefty-righty combo does. Now the fielders got to run around. They got to wait. Slow overs become slower. Fielders have to continue to move. Umpires have to continue to move. Maybe you get something in your favor here. Does Jusgrun, does the line of Addi vary here? Again, Addi, you gotta get back to that off stump for the right-hander. He's bowled well up to this point. Move square leg just a little bit more around, putting him in front of square. And it's on the offside and well fielded by Addi. Did a hand on it, but they do end up getting a single in the end. And 1 ball to go. Two to go, rather. Excuse me. Two to go. Sarnam. Again, he is a more than capable batsman. He's got the leg spinner coming into him to the short side of the ground, to the short boundary. As this one is flighted way up, and Sarnam says, see ya, that's a 4, and that's a no ball. Is it a no ball? Yes, I believe it's a no ball. Adi, again, just trying to give some loop on it, trying to get him to play inside out, trying to get an outside edge to cover. And it was well too full, and it was too easy for Sarnum. Sarnum said, that's a great way to get my second ball, and sends that one away for 4, but down to fine leg. So not a no ball. But again, Adi, not a great ball. They're adjusting the field. They're moving square leg more around. And moving him inside the circle as well. So again, keep it outside the off stump. Does Adi have to do? Maybe square him up with the googly. But he's trying to give flight to him. And this one a little bit quicker. Oh, just past the fielder at third man on the circle. So it's going to be a single there to end the over. So Sarnum will retain strike for the next over. At the end of 17, this SAMPARMY are 140 for the loss of 5 and need 30 off the next 18. It's coming down to the wire, folks. Aryan Shah, very interesting decision. He's been brought back into bowl, and he's going to be bowling to Sarnum, and I'm just surprised. He's bowling to the left-hander, but I'm just surprised they didn't go in the favor of a pacer. Maybe they don't feel confident both their pacers to go out there and bowl, and they'd rather give this over to Aryan. Aryan coming in, and he bowls the off-spinner. And it's past the keeper's gloves, and just going to send Sarnum back. It is a dot ball, so they'll take that. Go to 30. Adi, 30. And 30 needed from 17 now. Again, Aryan bowling the off spinner again, and look to heave that one over mid-wicket. It's gone, found the under edge, and should run away for 4. No, go 2 in the end. So it's going to be 28. Oh, run out chance! Not given. Sarnum very quick, the youngster, running around using his fresh legs, and that's why he was sent in. Vicky did a great job to bring that one into play. So 28 needed off of 16. Again, it is very, very close. And Vicky having a word with Aryan. This is what a qualifier is supposed to be. It's not supposed to be like Diddley Mumbai this year in the IPL. It's not supposed to be very one-sided. And this one, it seemed like it was one-sided at the beginning. Then got close. Then the SAMPARMY's innings seemed like it was going to be one-sided. Then got close again. These two trading blows. Top of the table, 1 and 2. Trading blows like a 1 and 2 team should. Aryan, third delivery into Sarnum. Does he go to the off spinner again? Yes, he does. And it's hit, and he's bowled him! And he's absolutely cleaned him up. Sarnum just trying to heave it to the short side of the ground over mid-wicket. Can't connect, and Aryan slowed that one down. That one actually was a slider, and that one's going to be another wicket. And Sarnum has to depart. Do they bring in the other youngster? Do they go back to the right hand? Do they go Akul? Do they go Hitesh? They have a lot of options. Jaskaran takes his helmet off. He's talking to the Dagat of who he wants into bat.
but the Tornadoes get another wicket. A huge wicket. 28 off 15. It's still not to a ball yet. But the Tornadoes are doing a great job choking this one down. And who is the new batsman? Do they go Hitesh? Do they go Akul? Do they go a different direction? Which direction do they go now? Again, the big wicket of Sarnam, taken by Aryan Shah. Aryan was slower, was a slider, just slid through off the pitch, and the bowl took off stump off for Sarnam Patel. And let's see who they send into bat. Is it going to be Akul? Is it going to be Hitesh? Or do they go in a different direction? And Akul, he's going to be the batsman. Again, a lot of batting on the SAMPARMY side. And now youngster to youngster. Once again, we had a youngster to youngster, and Aryan Shah won that battle. Now youngster to youngster. Akul and Aryan. Akul has been Aryan's captain before. Aryan's been Akul's captain. No more left-handers for the Tornadoes to deal with. Aryan seemed to favor the left-hander, though. That was probably his best 4 balls that he bowled all day today. How does he bowl to Akul? Akul didn't get a chance to bowl. Had the drop catch of Jalandhar. He's going to hope that he can help Jaskaran out and finish off this innings. Finish it off with the win. Here we go. Aryan into Akul. It's a traditional leg spinner, and it's just played to short cover. Aryan running over there, and that's going to be another dot ball. 28 off 14. It's now 2 runs of delivery. 2 balls to go in the over. Who do they go in the next over? You know Ravi is going to bowl one. Do they go Sai? Do they go Muzaffar? Do they go Adi? As Aryan coming in, and Akul just plays with another dead bat shot. And Jaskaran seems just a little bit ticked off at that point because I think he expected Akul to know the situation. Mid-wicket is completely open. That ball could have easily been worked to mid-wicket. Again, I am saying this in the commentary box. It is not as easy as I say it to be. I wish it was that easy. Otherwise, I wouldn't be sitting here in the commentary box. But it is a thing that Akul can do. He's done it many times. He's a very experienced player. For a youngster, he's very experienced, and he's able to do those things. He's been called upon before, and I think Jaskaran's telling him, look, don't take the pressure. Take a dot ball here. This is the last ball, 28 off 13. Just play with another dead bat. I'll take the strike for the next over. I would be surprised if a single comes into play, and news from the first eliminator will be brought to you after this ball. As Aryan comes into Akul, expect another dot. He goes big, and Jaskaran wisely says no to it because he understood that was the last ball of the over, and he needs a strike for the next over. So 28 from the next 12 deliveries now, and the news from the first eliminator is that the Kings have taken out the Sunrisers. Kunal Sehgal had an incredible innings and took them over the top. So the Kings will be in the second qualifier against the loser of this match. The Kings, a very young team led by the captain Abhiram Bolasetti. Gautam Ravindran there, Rohan Phadke there. A very young core. But Kunal, the veteran, the marquee player, making a big impact. And again, the Kings just have taken out the Sunrisers, and the Sunrisers beat the Tornadoes last week to qualify for the playoff. But again, the Kings have advanced to the second qualifier. And Ravi is coming in to bowl the 19th, as you can see. So who bowls the next? Is it Muzaffar? Is it Sai? Do they go Adi? A lot of moves, big decision coming. They would hope, I think if they get Jaskaran out here, they feel like the game is theirs. And they don't have to worry about it. But, yeah, that's much easier said than done, getting Jaskaran out. So here we go. Ravi coming in to Jaskaran. The field, same as it was, this very straight, long off. A long on and a cow corner, as well as a man at deep cover. And here we go, Ravi. This one full in length. Mates took a step down to the off stump, expecting the slower one, and Jaskaran sends that one away for 4. 24 off 11.
Jaskaran, he's expecting it. I think Ravi got a little bit too predictable there. He expected that ball to be there. He'd been working all day long, and Jaskaran said, okay, I'll come down there and just sweep you over. Ravi's got to be eyeful and watchful for that late movement. 24 off 11. Ravi, next delivery. This one quicker in length. Send straight back over. That's 6. And that's a big 6. Nothing Adi could have done there at long on. And Jaskaran, he's starting to feel things going. He's starting to get things going. 18 needed off a 10. He's turning the game on its head. They're exchanging blows. He's putting in some right hooks. He had there were some jabs in there. The Tornadoes put in a right hook at the end of the last over, taking out Sarnam. And then Jaskaran now is exchanging his own right-left combination. Can he deliver the knockout blow? 18 from 10. I think Ravi's going to pull the length back on this one. Expected to just be a tad bit shorter. Just change it up. Or he's going to push this one well outside the off stump towards the wide line. Here we go, Ravi. Where does he go? He goes, oh, inside edge again. This is the 5th or 6th time this has happened to the Tornadoes today. Throw comes in. A direct hit would have been the end of Jaskaran, but he makes his ground up very well. 16 off a 9. Jaskaran diving on AstroTurf. Never pretty. It's never pretty to dive on AstroTurf. As a tail ender, I know all about the diving. Cut myself up a couple times doing so. Was there one short? So in comes Ravi into Jaskaran, and he's just played it for a dot ball. And we're still waiting for confirmation on that short run. All right, so there was a short run as this one comes in from Ravi. And it's going to be wide. Yes, it is a wide. So that makes up for the short run there. 16 needed from 8. It's gone to 2 runs of delivery. 2 balls left in the over. Jaskaran would love to make it single digits for the last over because the Tornadoes don't know what they're going to do in that last over. They have a lot of options. Ravi goes full again, and it's worked to cover. Should just be 1, and it is just 1. So expect a dot ball here from Jaskaran unless it's going to be a boundary. I don't think Jaskaran's going to take a single. 15 off a 7, and I'd almost be willing to bet 15 off a 6 will be after this delivery. Again, Akul, he's a more than capable batsman, but Jaskaran knows he needs to finish this off himself. They've opened up covers completely. The cover fielder moving to square leg, so he's daring Akul to hit in that region. Akul comes down, could be 4. Oh, stopped by Adi, and they're pushing 2, and he's sent back by Jaskaran. And Akul's gonna be on strike. 14 from 6, and Akul, the new batsman, the youngster, is gonna be on strike, and Jaskaran Malhotra, the U.S. cricketer, he's gonna be on the non-striker's end. And who's gonna bowl? Is it gonna be Akul's brother Adi? Is it gonna be a brother showdown? Oh man, games within the games, folks. There's a huddle going on. Adi has his hat off. He's ready to go for it. Is it gonna be Mustafa or is it gonna be Adi? Who is it? Is it gonna be brother v brother? Is it gonna be the pacer? Jaskaran looking to go have a chat with Akul. And the conversation's still going, and it's going to be Adi. It's brother versus brother. Akul, the eldest of the two of them. Adi, for all the times Akul has come in, beat him up as a kid, he wants to send him back. Adi has given up 29 runs in his 3 overs, and he's taken a wicket. He just can't give up 14 in this one. This is one heck of a qualifier, folks. If you're just tuning in, you've tuned in at the right moment. 14 from 6. Adi to his older brother, Akul. And all 80 of you watching, we appreciate you. As Adi's coming in, it's full in length and is going to be one. 13 from 5, just run on strike. Akul did his job. Played his brother for a single. Did exactly what was required. What do you do to Jaskran? What do you bowl? 2 boundaries. 2 sixes. Makes it 12 runs. 5 balls. 13 runs. The sun is out and the intensity is up. Adi coming into Jaskran. And he's pump faked him for a 3rd time today. Jaskran making a lot of room for himself. Or not a lot of room, rather, stepping across the stumps. So Adi, I think, taking that into his tactic. And I think he's asking the umpire, what's the wide rule if he moves across? Smart. Moves across again, goes short, and that's too easy. And it didn't matter, he did it again. That's 4, or is it 6? It's 4, signaled by the umpire. 9. 9 from 3. 4 rather, 9 from 4. Nine from 4. Adi knew he was going to make room for himself. It went short. It went short. Vicky having a word with him. Adi, the youngster. 65,000 points would put onto him. He's proved it already in this tournament. And he wanted to prove it one more time that he was worth it. Adi makes room for himself again to Jaskran. No! And he's bowled him! And he's bowled Jaskran this time again trying to make room. And Adi returns the favor. Jaskran got him run out. Adi gets him out in this most crucial part of the match. And Jaskran has to walk back, and the new batsman will be on strike for this next delivery. 9 from 3. And Jaskran Malhotra, the captain, has just been dismissed by Adi. Again looking to make room. Adi this time goes even fuller in length. Slowed it down. And he's bowled him right on the middle stump. And you could see huge, huge cheers from the Tornadoes. They know they're one step closer to winning this first qualifier. Who do the SAMPARMY send in? You have to feel they do send in Hitesh. But they've thrown a lot of curveballs. Jaskran out for 74 off of 46. He was starting to find the flow. Akul on the non-strikers, and he showed that he can run around. Who do you send? And it's going to be Shibraz. Shibraz, he's going to be the new batsman. It is never easy to face a leg spinner on your first go, but now you're facing the leg spinner, and you need 9 runs from 3 deliveries. 9 from 3. If you don't get a boundary, you need a double in these next 2. You need a single double. How do you attack this? Does he go for the big heave straight away? Does he go for a single straight away? How does Adi attack this? Now you got a new batsman. Here we go, 9 off 3. Shibraz, the new batsman, he's on strike. 3rd man comes around. In the circle. Adi comes in this one. Makes room, does it for Shibraz. It's straight up in the air. Could be taken. It is taken at points. Shibraz is gone. Now Akul will be on strike to face the next 2 deliveries. 9 off of 2. 2 boundaries required. 2-4 super over. 2 sixes and you win. 6 and a 4 and you win. But you need some combination of 2 boundaries. Or you get a 2 and a 6. But Akul will be on strike for this next delivery. And you have to imagine now Hitesh is being brought in. Again, caught by Vicky, the captain. And
Adda, what an over he's having, taking 2 wickets in the biggest one of Jaskran Malhotra, none bigger than that one. 9-2. Brother v brother. Who is going to get the upper hand? Who gets the extra piece of cake at home? Who earns it? Who gets the bragging rights? Who gets the TV remote? Is all decided right here. Adda to Akul. Gupta to Gupta. Brother to brother. Same field. Again, need a form of 2 boundaries. And a pump fake. Adda's 4th of the day. And Adda's loving the pump fakes today. Looking a lot like Patrick Mahomes with all those pump fakes. Adda comes into Akul. Brother v brother. Goes quick. And Akul misses it. Will the runaway for 4 that way? It was past 3rd man. It's going to be 2. Yes, it is 2. So now a 6 required to tie the match. A 6 required to tie the match. There might have been some more drama had the 3rd man fielder not gotten up by the time he did. Only a 6 required. Last delivery. 7 off of 1. No overthrows. Can't throw it for 4. If you don't catch it, just keep it in. Don't need to take the catch on the boundary. Just push it in. And they've taken off long off. He's inside the circle. And they've moved an extra fielder onto the leg side. They've seen what Akul wants to do. They've seen him take everything to the leg side. Akul, do you try your inside out? Do you go straight back over the top? What does Adda bowl? Does he go another pump fake? 7 off the last ball. A 6 for a super over. And Adda looking up to the sky. The shoe is being tied. I'm not sure if the shoe being tied or not matters at this point. Running it's not going to get you much. But Adda coming into Akul. Akul gets an outside edge. And it lands. That is it. And the Tornadoes have clinched their spot in the first ever Adda Premier League final. And Adda, the younger brother, gets the best of it, taking 2 wickets in that final over. The Tornadoes, they win by 4 runs. They win that one. Again, Akul not able to send that one away for 6. They win by 5 runs. Tremendous, tremendous stuff from the Tornadoes. They had it in the first part of their batting innings. Then the SAMPARMY made their way back into it. Then the SAMPARMY started their innings, and it just didn't seem like there would ever be a stop to this one. And then Adda came into the attack, stopped them. The Tornadoes fought back, and they delivered the knockout blow. And the Tornadoes, they've clinched their spot in the first final. You look at the batting from the SAMPARMY, the big wicket, the Jaskran, 75 off 41. Chandu, 29 off 22, and then Samir's 33 off 25. Other than that, no one gets over 10. And with the ball, you look at Adda, 2 of his 3 wickets in the final over, the big one of Jaskran Malhotra, and Akash Joshi also very economical. Ravi very economical in his own right too. Brilliant, brilliant stuff here from the Tornadoes to go out there and clinch a spot in the final. So now the SAMPARMY will have to face the Kings in the second qualifier later today to see who goes on to play the Tornadoes. It's been an incredible match. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You see on the screen, Tornadoes led by Vicky's 41 off 27. Hardeep had 38 to start off. Aryan 24 and Jalandhar 19 with the ball. Chandu took 3 wickets as well. And you heard about the batting and the bowling from the Tornadoes and